to look a lot like Christmas. It's too soon.
Can I have some fucking turkey first, at least?
I
Gobble,
mean,
gobble, fucking gobble. Like,
have
please.
you not noticed that Thanksgiving is like not a thing anymore? It's like Black Friday all
What, for
month.
the last, 10, 15 years we've been rushing the fucking holidays that we
I
just can't,
mean, it's like spooky season. Shit, there's Santa. Like, okay, wait. Oh, Happy New Year's, and it's like, what happened to like the turkey part,
no
which is like
shot. Yeah.
literally my favorite part. If you don't know by now, I'm a big dude. That's my favorite part of the year. I mean, as a Latino, I mean, you showed me this thing the
Yeah.
other day with this plate, beautiful plate, rice and beans, andules, and some
And
pernil.
that's a difference too. Like, this is an interesting cold open, by the way. That's a difference too between like a Hispanic like Thanksgiving and like someone like a regular day, because I've experienced both, obviously. So like Italian, like,
Well,
mom's side of
I
the
mean, I
family,
have I have an
Italian
American wife,
background.
so yeah.
I'm just saying, mom's side of the family, Italian background. So it's like we had the Italian Thanksgiving, and even that one, Italian Thanksgiving, different than the regular one. But we were still simple. It was turkey. It was basic. Like, I don't need all the extras. But you get the Hispanic Thanksgiving. You get the honey ham and you get the turkey, and
Mm.
you get the rice and beans, and you get the candy yams, and you
You
get
get to
the
forget about the pasteles. Come on, you get to forget about the pasteles. That's how that works, man. But no, man, this is.
we're not close enough, dude. It's like, what, another 2 more weeks,
Oh, I mean, we got about
less
2 weeks.
than.
We
Yeah,
just completed week one.
and
But yeah, we got another 2 weeks for that. But I love it, man, because that's when, as a Latino household, I get the limbes and the pasteles and the rice and gandules and the pork, all that's happened. Ham. I think I don't know, Chad. Let me know if this is in your household, but it's weird that.
hi, by the way, chat. Hi,
Hey,
chat.
hi, Chad. We're here. Yeah, it's hilarious because at least in my upbringing with Hispanic household for Thanksgiving, we always do the both porks for no reason. We do the pernil
Mm,
and the ham, and it's like, why
yeah,
two porks? Never understood that. And as I got older, I'm going,
because
that's
why?
because
Because why not? Because why not?
well, that's because the pork is like the ham is like the bougie.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here. It's like the bougie. For those I don't eat pork, but I'll try that. It is pork.
Yep.
Oh, still, I'll try that. And then
Yep.
you have your pernil with the skin and all that. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
Drag his drunk Coquito out the way. He's like, oh,
To get
Coquito.
that coquito. That's my brother right there. Coquito. Which okay, all right. Well, no,
That's my
wait.
sister.
What's your favorite coquito flavor? Because now we in the new age where coquito can't be just one flavor no more. It has to
No,
be like
can't it
two
just be?
different
Can't it
flavors.
just be just fucking Coquito? Like, why does it have
I
to be like all
I say
extra?
this. I want it to be just coquito, but my daughter came the other day and she goes,
You
"My
might have
friend."
to hit him with the translation too, just
Well,
for
coquito is a Spanish version of eggnog. That's pretty much how you can translate that. But
yeah.
my daughter came home and she goes, "My coworker's mom is doing coquito, and she wants to know if you're interested." I'm like, "I'll take 2 bottles. I always take 2 bottles." And she goes,
Facts.
"Of which one?" I'm like, "What do you mean which one, coquito?" And she goes, "Well," and she takes out her phone. She goes, "She's
There's
telling me she got
flavors.
Nutella,
Yeah.
cocoa, and strawberry." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you kidding me?"
It's
I
like
just want,
Baskin Robbins, 31 fucking flavors. Like, can I
yeah,
just get regular fucking
I
Coquito?
just
Like, why
want
is that?
the traditional fucking
Yeah.
coquito. I don't need nothing else, bro. Like that's what I need with my pork. I'm good to go.
Crazy.
But yeah,
We're
that
making people
season's coming
hungry.
up.
I'm getting hungry now. Thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. I did that with my thing this past week, with Tim Dog. Like I spoke
Yeah,
about
no.
pizza. By the way, that was a good question.
I
Thank you
was
for that. That,
Oh,
that
no,
was a
no.
good question.
We'll touch on that a little bit with the catching up. So,
Yeah.
but real quick,
Um,
let's say what's up to everybody in the chat, man.
let's do that. Let's do that because we do have.
We
I
got a few
feel like
people.
every week we're getting more people earlier on because they
Yeah,
love this
man.
part of the show, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let's just shut them out. So we have Luke Torres in the house.
Oh, okay, come on now.
He's in the chat. Then we have Sensei Thoughts. He's in the chat too.
Okay, all right.
108 Dragons, as always supporting. I love you, my
Samatos.
man. Zamatos. I'm waiting for his next video. I believe he wrote something down the line. Craig Simmons, I appreciate you being here, my man. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, man.
Let's see.
And anybody that
108
hasn't talked
Dragons
yet, because
there.
we got a few people. So anybody that's
Oh, we
not
got a
talking, don't worry
few.
about
Don't
it.
be shy. Say hello. I see 9 in the chat. Say hello. Two of those are probably us. Actually,
It's
I'm
okay.
running 2 phones right now, so 4 of us probably us. So yeah, it's
Why
all
are
good.
you stop leaking? Don't give away the fucking trade secrets. Listen, behind it's like Oz. Remember, it's like Oz when you pull back the curtain. You're gonna pull back the curtain. You're gonna see
Yeah.
all the fucking iPads and the iPhones that I have right now that are running, and it's literally just our stream. The fuck
I
kills.
found that out this week. So see what I just did there? The zoom. That's the
Yeah,
new
it's very nice.
dramatic cam.
It's very nice. I
Yeah,
know, and
that's
they
for
got it
that's for
early too.
vodka.
They didn't have to. They
Because
didn't have
vodka
to wait
loves
an
that
hour and a
shit.
half. They didn't have to
Well,
wait
that's
an
for
hour and a half
vodka.
for it.
Yeah, well, vodka loves that shit. So I do like he's always asking for dramatic cam. So I'm spicing it up a little bit for this podcast. But If you guys are in the chat, say hi. If I haven't said hi yet, throughout the show, we shout you guys out anyway. Hey, Vodka's here.
Yeah, man.
Vodka, see? You just saw dramatic cam. I did that. That was me.
For him.
No other show does that, bro. That's
Literally
us.
for him.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, if you guys are in the chat, we haven't shouted you out. No worries. Let us know. Say hi, and we'll say hello to you because this show is all about the chat.
Yep.
We include you guys throughout the whole show. So
not all about the chat, but it's mostly about the chat. We do the live show specifically because we talk a lot with the chat. We interact with the chat. That's how we get.
Well, the energy comes from the chat and this bang that I'm drinking. Not sponsored.
Why we got to get on the same page with the energy drinks.
Well, we're gonna do Red Bulls or Bangs or what?
Well, I'm doing as long as it's sugar.
Should we do
at least
Halo
are you sugar free? Hold on, time out. Are you sugar free at least? Okay.
Yeah, that's sugar free. Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So at least we're trying to be conscious about Okay. No. Oh, real quick. Anybody new in here too? Like, subscribe, tweet us out. All that good jazz. We're gonna get it. We're gonna tell you later.
They're in the house.
Hey man, I'm driving. Listen, thank you for putting us on, Turpin, but pay attention to the road.
Yeah, I think we should, as far as energy drink goes, I think we should really do the whole Halo branding. Is it Monster that's doing it right now?
I think Monster has it with the code. Well, I want fucking code, so.
That's what I'm saying. We should start doing that in our stream, like just fucking drinking Monster.
I wasn't really like the big Monster person. Like when you get like a taste for like a certain drink, like you've been drinking Bang, it's like me, it's like Red Bull. It's just
I've seen people tweet out they bought like case of these things and they pour it out just for the code. I'm like, are you really throwing away?
Fucked up. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Somebody out there drinking that. Somebody you can give that to somebody. Like you can like do that. In fact, sell the drink and keep the can. Hey, there you go.
True.
But that's that New York thinking. Always hustling. Drinking butter pecan moonshine. Ooh,
very nice.
Clay Simmons with the butter pecan. From where?
That's it. Could be like a custom thing, maybe.
Oh, because I like butter pecan ice cream and I like butter pecan stuff. But moonshine, that sounds pretty damn good. I'll just say he can't drink that. Anyways,
how was your week?
How was my week? Eventful. I always say that, but it was this time. I'm being real.
Oh, this time it really was.
It really was. For those interested in story time, I got a little story. We got time, right?
Yeah.
Story time. You guys know, if you guys been watching the show on a weekly basis, this is episode number 32, and we've been always preaching, we've always said we want to meet the community. I know I've always wanted to meet the community. It's part of the goals I've had having this platform. I want to meet everybody. It doesn't matter how big, how small. I just want to meet the people that are watching us, listening to us, or following me on Twitter, that kind of stuff. And I love having these sit downs. It's the most funnest thing I've done as far as content creating, apart from this show. Like it's just an amazing thing to do when you get to sit down and meet people and get to understand them and know them and where their mindset is at, and learn off of each other, that kind of stuff. So I always do this thing where I reach out through Twitter, hey, how you doing? I don't know if you ever watched my show, but I have this content on my show where I like having spotlight on the community, and I would like to have you on the show if that's okay with you. And for the most part, everybody has accepted, and like I'll do it, and it's pretty cool. I had Big V, I had Xamatos on there, Jenna.
You're a few weeks into this now.
I'm a few weeks into it now, and this is all from a conversation I had with another content creator, Big V. We sat there one day, we had a conversation on text, and I said, man, it would be cool if I could spotlight the community. He goes, and he literally said, go ahead and just do it.
Yeah,
just do it. What do you want to call it? I'm like, I don't know. And then that name came about, Creative Corner. He goes, that sounds good, let's do it. I'm like, oh, you know what, I want you as my first guest. He says, do it, let's do it. It was just, let's do it all the way.
So it was just the ultimate yes man.
He was the ultimate yes man. He's the ultimate what's that, Shia LaBeouf? Do it. Just do it, right? So now we 3 episodes into this, and I'm going, I've reached out to other content creators. Oh, blurry, hold on. Now I'm like Logic here with this camera.
Yeah, do it slower.
God damn, I'm that fucking ugly.
No, you're fine. You're good.
All right. So so I've done this before where I reach out to other content creators, big or small, and they're very busy. So I to get a response is very hard because they're busy. They have their own life, and people assume that because you're content creator, you do YouTube, that's all you do. No, you got life outside of this. Some of us have real jobs out there and actually have to work a real job. So I don't really get discouraged when I reach out to people and go, I don't get a response, like whatever. So I decided, you know what? It's holiday season. Tim Dog's talking about different things here. I'm gonna reach out to Tim Dog. So I went ahead and just reached out to Tim Dog and I went on I went on a whole. I'm not gonna review the tweets or anything, but I went on a whole DM thing before he even
Yeah.
said anything. Like I opened up the whole thing with, blah, 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 blah. I'm this person. Watch my shows. Here's some links. Here's some reference. Would you be okay to come to our show? Would you do my show? Would you consider doing my show? And sure enough, 5 minutes into me sending it out, he replied, goes, "Bro, I would love to do your show, man. You sound like a good guy. Let's do it." So I like he goes, "When do you want to do this?" And I literally was not ready for the follow up. I just wasn't like it's one of those things like I'm
Like you
not
were
used
like
to.
he responded to you, and then he was like, "All right, yo, I'm down." Like, so
I'm
when you
down
trying to
and
do
I'm
this?
going,
Yeah,
huh? And that's when I ran. I think I said this in the thing. I ran to my wife. I said, "Babe, Tim Dog said yes to coming on my show and doing an interview with me." And she goes, "Fuck yeah!" Who's that?
who's that?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm going, fuck. Oh, let me tell Logic. And you were excited, like, holy shit, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's huge.
And then like the boys were like, yo, that's money and your brother Draven, so fucking cool. And then we just knelt down the details, man. It was a 2 weeks process back and forth on nailing down the time, the date, because he works and the schedule could be off. But the beauty of it is it's recorded,
Yep.
so it's on whoever wants to come on. It's on your schedule. I don't rush it. I don't do nothing to make you pressure nothing. And he was like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. And we finally sat down and we had this conversation. And I almost forgot to hit the record button. Like I literally forgot because it's not because of the excitement of the thing, it's because this man came in and instantly, as a New Yorker, we just clicked, boom, and One Way Dragon Noses, we clicked like right off the bat. Like
Yeah.
instantly, I clicked with Tim Dog and we having this conversation for like 20 minutes before I hit record. And I think all the guests before Tim was the same way. We have a conversation and I forget to hit record. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
you don't go in cold. You have like
Right.
you could you try to build some type of rapport and stuff like that to make sure you break the ice and everything, so it's not just because and that's another thing too that was really cool about like the discussion. And if I could just add on to basically what I was able to, because I listened to it when you premiered it as well too, and it was just really cool, like because it's like the conversations that we have, like it sounded like you almost you knew him for a while, even though it was like one of those like get to know like the creator and everything, and you're asking him questions, things that he might not be openly like answering and stuff. Like when you ask him about like I told you, I said ask him what kind of pizza he wants from New York, and the type of pizza that he likes. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like just questions like that. But sometimes it's easy because when you've been like that most of your life, where you could just open up to people and talk to people and stuff, and you have that conversation, you can
See,
kind of just get lost
that's
in
what my
lost
wife
in the
said.
sauce,
And
basically.
anybody close around me knows this,
Yeah.
that when like I think you know this too, is like when I'm just like, I don't shy away from conversation. That's my father though. My father did, like, my father would walk into a store with full of random strangers. And he'll
Hey,
be
how
like,
you
"Hey,"
doing?
and he'll
Hey,
have
what's up?
"How's your day going?" And your son, and I saw him like, "Bro, do you
Yeah.
know this guy?" No, but
Well,
why are you? Because
acquaintance just because.
it's polite, it's
Yeah.
human to do that. So I learned that from my father, and I can literally walk up to anybody. My wife hates this, by the way. I could walk up into somebody at Walmart just randomly, go, "Hey man, how's your day? Did you need help with that
Yep.
over there?" Like that, I'm that guy. But I do it so like I don't subconscious. Like I don't do it I plan it. Like it just
Yeah.
happens. Like I'm walking by, I'm like, "Hey, you need help?" I'll do something like that.
Yeah.
But man, the conversation was natural. It was organic. We talked about the gaming industry, and we'll talk. That's one of our topics: the Sega partnership with Microsoft. We talked about food, which again, kudos to you. That food question was amazing because I love
Yeah.
pizza. We all love pizza when we're from New York or Chicago or anywhere.
Yeah.
But primarily those two sections of the world. We spoke about that, and then we spoke about sportsmen, our Knicks. We spoke about our Knicks
Yeah.
and how they're doing this year and what trades should happen, this and that.
Yep.
Go Knicks. Fuck
Oh
Brooklyn.
yeah. Well, I
You say, oh yeah.
huh,
Nah,
wait,
I
hold
won't
on.
get you with that. Nah.
No, no, no. Yeah, go Knicks. They
Go
beat the Bucks
Knicks.
the other day, so that was good.
They did, but
Yeah,
not
they beat
just
the
beat
Bucks.
them. They were down by like 15, 20 points.
It was not, it was a very
And I
resilient.
told
They
you, I'm
showed a
done with
lot of
this season.
resiliency. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said that, and then it was like, oh, that's what you have to do. You have to talk shit about the team, and then they'll actually perform.
As a New
So
Yorker, properly,
yeah,
you have to talk shit about your team for them
of
to do
course,
good. That's how that
absolutely,
works.
absolutely.
Uh, so that
So,
that was my highlight of the actual last week. And then I introduced
nice.
that I premiered that on Friday.
Yep.
A few people went in there. He spoke about giveaways and that kind of stuff. What I didn't realize though, after the show premiered, I didn't realize that like because we spoke about him hitting 50,000 Ks.
Yeah.
and doing all like the Xbox giveaway. And
Fifty
you know,
thousand
I
followers. Fifty
suggested,
thousand
hey,
followers. He's close to it
he's
basically.
very close.
Yeah,
In fact, I think he
a
gained
couple
200
hundred away.
followers after that,
Yeah.
like closer to the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I suggested, like, me and Logic, we know a couple of things we do. We could suggest some things. He goes, oh, I might use you guys then
Yeah.
for that kind of thing. I didn't realize he was gonna
Well,
like.
the big thing is that because not to take away his thunder and stuff like that, but he wants to do a giveaway of an Xbox Series X basically at the 50K mark. But he wants to do right by the community, by the people that are
He does.
following him and stuff like that. So it's not just gonna. He doesn't want it to go to somebody that's undeserving, and by undeserving I mean like somebody
Or a
that's not gonna
scalper.
buy. But I was literally about to say that somebody that's literally going to buy it just to make a quick buck off of it, or
Right.
not buy it necessarily, win it, and then make full fucking profit off it. That actually won't go and use it, give it to their kid, use it for themselves, or whatever like that. Somebody that's still on an old Gen Xbox
Yeah.
and stuff that could use it upgrade. So
The beauty
it's
of it,
really cool.
he's trying to get it there by Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. So that it's really cool that he's willing to do that, and he doesn't have. And that's the thing. He's at the point now, and even before, like no one's obligated to ever do anything like that. But he wants to do that. He wants to show his appreciation to people that have been following him along the way and stuff. So it's really cool. Like I said, I think the conversation's great.
He's been in the Xbox community for quite a long time, and we
Yeah.
all know him from just everything. E3, his
Yeah.
meetings are fulfilled, the conversations on Twitter.
He's tapped in from the Xbox side. He definitely is tapped in. He has his ear to the ground when it comes to the Xbox side of things and stuff, and it's really cool. And he showed a lot of appreciation even to what we're doing here on this side, which was awesome as well. So I advise anybody here that hasn't seen that episode, it's on Kills' YouTube page. You could go and check it out. It's under the playlist as well too for Creative Corner. So yeah, go check it out. It's pretty dope.
Really good.
I thought that was so cool. And then you got some
well,
gaming in, little gaming. We did.
Yeah, we got a little gaming in.
I was gonna say little Apex. Was that
little Apex, the new season, which by the way, I'm enjoying the new map.
Yeah,
that new
map's pretty dope.
Is pretty dope.
It's interesting without freaking balloons. Tell you that much.
It
Rotating.
is very interesting without balloons. Like I get what they were going with what they were going for with the whole third partying system. I mean, it is battle royale.
Well, you think about how many mobility champions they have, where it's like, oh look, I have Ash now, who has his ult that'll just take the whole team, somewhat, a longer distance.
Well, now Valkyrie makes sense.
Valkyrie, everybody wants to have like your meta builds or like Gibraltar, Valkyrie, and a Bloodhound or an Ash. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
So we got that in this week. Apex. I know they mentioned it's 15% bigger. This new map is like a tropical island map, beachy. And you notice it right away when you're flying, when you're doing the flyover before.
What was the cool thing that you noticed? Remember, you noticed too about the because I had to tell you when you shoot the animals now. Like, because remember, they always had it where you shoot the dragons, and the dragons would drop somebody's loot. Yeah. That would be like a certain tier loot.
Because they got Evo Shield. They've been having Evo Shields for about a season and a half
now. So now, literally, you shoot. It's like this PvE activity where you don't even have to fight other people. You just go to these hotspots where they spawn basically the monsters,
spiders,
and stuff like that,
or the prowlers
and stuff, and you just take care of them, and you could build up your shield and level up your shield that way. And they drop attachments and stuff for your guns, so it's pretty dope.
And attachments, loot crates when you finish the whatever the little pods are. They give you a little loot crate. So we played a little bit of that, and that was fun. Let's see. Pretty much is what I play. And then I don't have Forza yet. That I'm waiting for Game Pass. That's this week. I think the 9th. Jealous of you guys have been playing that. Cool shit.
Well, or I mean, I think me and you we talked about it. We're gonna go to New Zealand. I think we have.
We are gonna go to New Zealand.
I think we have our flights scheduled.
We had a little delay with our passports, but we'll be good.
I think we're good. I think we're good. We're both
set to go. We're
vaccinated. The whole thing, like.
Oh yeah, we're set to go.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be something we're looking forward to. That was my week though. That was pretty much the highlight of my week. I've been playing. I streamed again. I've been streaming. So I'm affiliate now.
Yes, very good. Yes,
I'm affiliate.
Yes,
literally 2 weeks in a row now. The 2 weeks ago stream when we got off, my prediction with Halo went sour when they tweeted like literally an hour into after the show was over. And then last week I said affiliate, I'm path to affiliate. Literally after that pod went off, I got an email from Twitch saying, "Hey, we're inviting you and welcome to the affiliate program." I'm going, "Oh shit, I was just talking about this." So
because we kind of unexpected, but remember, I told you to check out because they have those little things that kind of check the little like achievements essentially. That you work towards and stuff like that, like progression. So you could, and then there's even the one for the next step, which is partner. But it's like the biggest thing we talked about, the consistency and stuff. Cool. But people have been coming out there and showing love, so it's pretty new people and people that have been following the pod.
People coming over,
it's dope.
If you're here from Twitch, hey, welcome.
Yep. Yeah, man. No, I mean, honestly, my week was pretty low key. Got a lot of gaming in, more League. of course, little TFT, which is the auto chess. So team fight, actually, it's the League of Legends like auto chess essentially. Team fight tactics. I forget exactly what the acronym stands for, but they had a new season come out that launched with the new anime Arcane that came out on Netflix and stuff. So there's a lot of different cross stuff. So I've been playing that with Turpin. And then we got in with the Apex as well too. I just got off a gaming session with my dad, and I told you like I had my fucking one of my hard drives failed in my computer.
Yes,
Literally when I
that
tried to
was
update, as I was trying to update Apex, my other M.2 drive literally failed. It shit the bed on me. So I'm in the process of basically getting it replaced. It's on the warranty. Everything's fine. So I just got to get it shipped out to them. They ship me out another one. That's all good. But I was installing Apex, and then I would also like my dad and a couple of the DOF guys for PC have been on Call of Duty, not the new one, not Vanguard, but on Black Ops. And I was like, all right, yeah, I still own it. I'm load back up and then just get on some games with my dad and stuff. We literally were in a gaming session today. I haven't had a nuclear in a game. So this is a quick story. I hadn't had a nuke in a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3. That was the first nuke that I ever got. Was in Modern Warfare 3. It was in a free for all.
I never got one.
So that was the first one that I got, and that was on controller. So we were on Xbox, right? I remember I was running around with a fucking the PP19. I had like a gold PP19 runner. I still got the clip on my I have the clip on my YouTube, but it was me recording from my fucking iPhone on my 19-inch screen, uploading it to YouTube. I didn't have no capture card or anything back then, right? So that was
now that's called YouTube Shorts.
So I'm playing and then that was core as well too. I'm playing hardcore with my dad. We're playing Demolition. He was like, because we were playing S&D, and he was like, "Hey, you want to play some Demolition?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." We get into Demolition. We get into a crazy lobby. Next thing you know, I'm like yelling at him, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm 4 off from a nuke. Yo, I'm 3 off from a nuke. I'm 2 off from a nuke. Yo, the round's about to end because we're on defense." I fucking jet across the map, and I literally run into their spawn, and I get the last 2 kills. I launched the nuke, but the game ends. We win because we were on defense. But I got the nuke, so I got the medal for it and everything. I was like, damn, what the fuck? Like and mind you, I haven't played Call of Duty now. I mean,
is it the nuke that ends around the game,
or is it a nuke that it was 30? It's just 30 kills. 30 kills with a gun, no death.
It ends the game. Like
and it would end. The game would be over essentially. Okay. I got to call it in, but the game ended anyway because we were stomping. So that was pretty fucking dope.
I only said that because I know there was some Call of Duties that it was a tactical nuke. It didn't end the game. It just ended the round.
Well, that's like even in the new one in Vanguard, you get a V2 rocket and it'll end it. It'll basically end it. So yeah, so they went back to that at least, and then in Cold War. So that was cool. So we had like a nice little game session. I was playing with a couple of DOF guys. So it's fun. It's like, am I itching to get back and play Call of Duty? No, but it's one of the. It's the main game that my dad plays. And we had this conversation before. It's like, the one thing, like when it comes to PC gaming, I have my set friends, and we've talked about this, having people that you play certain games with and stuff like that. Right now, like the game that my dad is on and will continue to probably be on until Battlefield comes out, basically. That's another funny story too. I'll tell you real quick. Until Battlefield comes out is Call of Duty. So it's like, and I like gaming with my dad on PC. Like a lot of the things, like, when it comes to that, it not to sound corny or cheesy or anything, but it's like a father-son kind of, like, you know what I mean? And we were getting, and that's another thing too, like my dad was like, because me and him are like 1-2 on the fucking leaderboards. So here we are basically going back and forth, like 1-2, 1-2, and round after round and stuff like that. And he made fun of me because he's like, "You're probably checking tab like every couple of seconds to see like where you're at." And it was true. Like I literally was like, "Wait, he's got more points than me. Wait, how does he have more kills than me? Where the fuck is he?" Because he plays his play style is very similar to my play style. Yeah. So sometimes you're gonna get games where it's like he's fucking stomping, and then I'm low on it because I'm not getting to the spots where he's getting to, and vice versa and stuff. So it was really cool. We were having this whole back and forth and stuff. We got into a lobby too, and the guy was like, "You guys are so sweaty. You guys are all this. You guys never stop playing the fucking game, right? All this bullshit." And they were like, "Why don't you go play fucking Battlefield?" And I said, "Yeah, in 1 week. Until then, you got me." I said, "You got me for 1 more week, you fuck."
You got me for 1 week.
I said, "You got me for 1 more week. I'm gonna fucking be in that ass, and I'm literally gonna you better hope that I don't like fucking make it my life's mission to make sure I get into every one of your fucking lobbies." And like it was like straight up just Call of Duty talk.
Call of Duty talk. It's Call of Duty talk.
It was like all of that bullshit. Okay, sorry for anybody. Yeah, the whole let me cover the mic.
The squealing on the mic. Like, okay, relax.
It was all that bullshit. Sorry for anybody that's listening right now. I
Oh
literally
no,
just
no, no.
because,
I'm
but you
pretty
have
sure
to.
everybody here
If
has
you
played
haven't,
Call of
if you
Duty.
haven't experienced that, that's literally what it is. It's just cover your mic and then just make like stupid noises and shit.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of. So that was a lot of fun. I really did.
Embarrassed. I'm embarrassed here. I didn't mention one of the highlights of my week, and I apologize for this. But on Saturday, yesterday,
Mm.
I did
Oh,
do
Stubz.
a yes with Stubz
Stubz. I'm
Gaming,
sorry, I didn't mean to
one-on-one
cut you off.
interview.
Yes.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that was dope too.
It felt like comfortable. His welcoming was great. I want to say what's that code when you invite somebody to your home? Uh, when you invite somebody to your home and you hospitality.
Yeah.
His hospitality was great. You know, he made me feel comfortable, and I loved. It was like 1 hour of us just talking.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there watching us, and I appreciated that invite. Like I was surprised because when he asked me to come on his show, it was one of those things. Was like I looked at his who he's interviewed before. He's got a lot, but
Yeah.
he's interviewed like Dealer and Colt, and like he's interviewed like these
other top people in the
other
community as
top
well.
content creators. I'm going, why me? And then he literally hit me back with the why not you? And I'm like, huh,
No, it's
touche,
dope.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's dope. I told him one day I want to have a sit down with him and have a conversation. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's one of these things where you have interactions on Twitter, you have a point of view on them from one perspective, but the moment you actually sit down and have a human conversation with somebody, you realize, oh, you're a different person altogether.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. And as far as Call of Duty goes, I don't have it. My son shares, like I share with my son, but he also shares with his friends that end up purchasing it. And I sat down yesterday and played for like an hour for the campaign. I'm interested in the campaign.
The campaign,
Multiplayer.
as short as it is, because that was another thing, real quick, and we're gonna get into like our topics, everybody. So bear with us, but go ahead, like because I heard it, my brother too. Like he said, like, yo, the campaign's only 5 hours. I said
it's short.
That sounds short, but it sounds
it's
pretty
Call
dope
of Duty
because
campaign.
I was watching Jack Frags play it, and I was gonna say it looked dope. Remember, I texted you. I literally texted you and I said, "Yo, I'm watching Jack Frags like play like Call of Duty campaign, and it looks dope.
Yeah, you
Like it
told me this.
actually looks like a solid campaign that I like outside of the
It's Modern
multiplayer and all of
Warfare
that shit."
with a
Yeah,
World War II skin. It's pretty much the best way you can explain it. I mean,
and
it
I
uses
don't
no
think, and
engine.
it's not a bad thing. It's just it just ends up being what it is because
So I played the first level of the campaign. Here's where I'm at with that. I played the first level of the campaign. Yes, it has its bells and whistles.
Yeah,
but it felt like a Call of Duty campaign with the dramatic moments and everything. Like like normal. Really good campaign. And it started just a little bit like Modern Warfare did with the campaign, where certain areas stutter for whatever reason.
Yeah.
With the frame rates dropping. But played the first level of it. I liked it, but I got off to do my interview, and then I didn't feel like I did in the past with Call of Duty, where I felt like I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I didn't have that. Like, oh God, that's missing from this Call of Duty. And I'm going, shit, okay, whatever. So, but and then I'm seeing that I didn't know this. The multiplayer has remade maps from World at War, which is one of my favorite Call of Duties.
Dome.
It has Dome. It has
Money was talking about it, and the spawns are even the same. And the spawns are the same actually.
Oh, spawns are broken as always.
Yeah.
And then the OP gun now is the STG 44, and people already complaining about it. I'm like, Call of Duty
MP40, but time to kill.
Not
all of
itching
that.
to get it. Not itching to get it. It's one. I mean, this year is gonna be my Battlefield, my Halo, and still Insurgency. That's in my rotation. That's for you, 108 Dragon. Insurgency will be in my rotation, buddy.
And the next game that we're actually about to talk about, because good segue.
Brother Zink, welcome.
It's a beautiful segue into our first topic.
Right into
about
Forza
games
5.
that'll be in the rotation. I mean, dude, I'm not your racing.
It's a little game. Guy. It's a little game that came out.
I'm not the racing car guy, man. I'm really not. But I got to be honest with you, man. I've seen nothing but good shit.
Solid
from this game.
It's fucking solid.
I mean, I made a funny joke about the Digital Foundry. Like, we understand like how Digital Foundry gets down with the performance and stuff like that. I mean, listen, you really would have thought Microsoft fucking paid them when they did their review or their technical review of Forza 5. I mean, that IGN 10 out of 10. Like, granted, sometimes like their rating system is take it for what you will. Anybody that's actually playing this game,
it's better than what they had before.
And anybody that's playing this game, by the way, mind you, it technically doesn't come out for 2 more days. This is like an early access. Let's be real. People paid to have access to this now. So there goes that also narrative out the window too. We could we'll dip we'll dip into that conversation real quick. Listen, people paid, what was it, 40? You said $45 at
It's
least to get
45 if you do the upgrade package for like the cars,
right,
just that. But if you want the premier, like the premium package,
right.
the I forgot what they call it, but that's 100.
But the
Either
medium,
one of those gets you early
but you
access.
could have paid 45 and then had,
Yes,
like you said, that premium thing, and then you're able to play from now.
yes.
It's been when is it? Thursday, I
I
think it
think
was.
Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah. So it's in
That's four days of you playing this game.
and people are just driving out there. I've been seeing people drive. I don't know if it was missing. I think it was missing. You saw the
So,
XP one where she was driving and she went off the hill and she hit the fucking XP billboard in the power line.
yeah,
You see in the power, and it looked like it was like a warthog or something. Like I don't like the G.
yeah.
I was like, I want to fucking play that game. Like I literally, because in my mind too, I'm also thinking of like R. Kelly. I believe I could fly. Literally,
I believe I could fly.
as the fucking car is like traveling in the air. I mean, it looks amazing. I'm appreciative
Well,
that I have it pre-installed on my Xbox. I can't wait to fucking boot it up.
100 and what is it, 3 gigs or something like that? I
Yeah.
pre-installed it the other day. Look, I'm like you. I'm not, and don't hate me for this, guys. I'm like you. I'm not a racing car fan. I'm just not.
Not.
I'll dabble in it and play and be like, oh, this is cool. I played the Horizon 4 recently. Like I'll dabble with it, but for me to stay on the game takes a lot for me to stay on a racing game. But seeing that like almost a million, if not, I don't know what we're at right now, but almost a million people are playing this damn game.
Yeah, the numbers are crazy.
Without
The
it
numbers speak for
releasing
themselves.
officially yet. This is
Yeah.
not an official release. This is still early access. You got
Yeah.
100. You got almost a million, if not there yet. If I'm
I mean,
thinking they
some
already hit that.
websites you're getting some reports 800,000 or
Right.
whatever, but you don't have to parse. I mean, that in itself, when we talk about player base, I mean, listen, not to I don't want to jump gears a little bit, but when I think it was Draven the other day that said active users for League of Legends,
Yeah.
181 million.
Active
I don't
users.
want
Think about
active
that.
users. What does that mean exactly? People just logging into their account, collecting fucking Amazon Prime rewards? Who knows? But
Who knows?
still, when you think about that number, but for a console game, everybody knows is like, especially for the game for sometimes you get like a couple of 100,000 or something like that. But if you're touching a million, it's popular. And
Look,
remember, this is only available right now on PC and Xbox. This is an exclusive. This is your AAA first party exclusive out of Xbox Gaming Studios. From the same people who now the next game that they're giving you, by the way, isn't another Forza game. It's Fable. So like if they're hitting it out the park with this, I gotta hope. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna sit here and try to compare Fable to Forza, but I hope, like, you know what I mean. Like this, it seems like this team knows what the fuck they're doing.
You think?
Simply put, right?
You think playground games a little, just a little, maybe,
just a little bit, just a little bit, man.
Remember, this is not even because for Forza Motorsports that title is being worked on with the new engine.
Turn 10, correct? With Turn 10.
Imagine when these guys play, playground games, get their hands on that engine. Look, listen, this game has checked every false narrative box possible. Game Pass games don't sell. Get that shit out. That's gone. That's you get that out your mouth. If you're still touting that, you're just now being a weirdo.
We don't even need to have the discussion anymore.
The fact that it doesn't a racing game doesn't get that many player base, almost a million, if not there yet. Come on now, like it doesn't. What they showed us at the show is not going to translate to the console.
Remember the picture with the rocks? Remember the picture with the rocks by the river?
Are you kidding me?
And then when you load up, and then they showed the Series X, and then there's more fucking rocks. There's more rocks in the final release of the game than what they showed there. So everybody that was trying to say like, oh look, it doesn't look real and stuff like that. And then also the performance mode versus quality mode, like this thing is running solid on devices across the spectrum. And that's another thing too. Correct. This thing is holding solid. If you're old gen still, if you haven't unfortunately been able to get your hands on a Series S or a Series X, you have an Xbox One, an Xbox One X, Xbox One S, this thing is holding true. This thing is playing at most of the times, like according to Digital Foundry, they did the testing, locked 30 frames, solid 1080p, rocking and rolling, and it looks good. And then they showed the side-by-side comparisons and the difference and stuff, and it doesn't look that scaled down. It looks good for what it's at. But if you have the opportunity to play this game at the 1440p on a Series S or at 4K on a Series X, like or even on PC as well too, you're getting a solid experience. Like you're getting the visuals. You're getting.
I think what they called it a masterpiece. IGN called it a masterpiece, and it's an essential game to this current gen's console cycle. It's literally an essential game. You need this game to see the prowess of what these next generation these current generation consoles are doing. Like it's just that benchmark was set. Playground is on a different level. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see what Fable looks like when that comes out. That's if it's on a whole
They said
different level. Like,
they said
listen,
4 years. I think we saw some of the posts. One of the
Buff,
developers,
bro,
he said 3-4 years that they were working. I'm sorry, they were
take your
working on
time.
they were working on Fable. That's what it
Yeah,
was. They were working on Fable, but
yeah,
I don't know how many years they had this cooking. Probably like about 3 years, same thing, more or less. Because the last
yeah.
Forza
But
Horizon 4 was
take
a
your
couple
time.
years ago.
Take your time. Yeah,
Yeah,
take your time. We don't need no rushing here. I love
especially
that
if
they
you're going to
chose
deliver.
Mexico as a setting.
Yeah. I mean, there was some things, so not that it's all, I mean, it's mostly all flowers. We've heard directly from people because I don't want to, try to misrepresent this and be like it's a positive light. Like, and also too, we haven't played the game. We're
We
talking
have
about it from
not played. Yeah.
experiences from people that are in our community, like people that we spoke to directly that are playing the game. People like Missing. She was saying how she thought because of, here's one, I guess you would say, gripe that she has, is the music selection. It sounds like it might be a little too pop still, very with the popular music instead of being a little more
Yeah,
authentic. But me, it's like, yeah, I think having good music and stuff in a racing game or in a car game is good, of course. I mean, some of the tracks that I
very
heard,
commercial. The music is very
it's
commercial.
very commercial and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't know how authentic you wanted them to get, especially with the
Hey,
setting
I want a
being in
mariachi
Mexico,
band, bro. Like I want the whole mariachi band
like
going.
literally coming out the fucking car.
Hey, I mean,
I
we haven't
mean,
played it yet. So what I'm looking forward
yeah,
to coming up this week is when I start playing it.
yeah,
Um, I want to hear the music. I want to see what kind of music select. I mean, I know I saw the playlist, but I want to experience it myself. See what like does it relate good to the game, that kind of stuff. My other thing is that I've seen the opening scene to the game as players
yeah,
and playing on console, and it's literally what we watched, where the airplane drops you.
yeah.
That's the opening scene of the
That
game.
was a little Fast and Furious,
Yeah,
like
but
not.
I'm sitting here going, this is such a missed opportunity because they could have went with not a negative way, but they could have went with like some like welcoming to Mexico, like literally somebody
Yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah,
welcoming you to Mexico in
yeah.
their native culture and language or whatever. Like, just like that would have been great.
Yeah.
But I get it; it's commercial. They have to sell this game some way
They
somehow.
still have to appease to everybody, not just
They
one
still have to
specific
appease
culture.
everybody.
But
Yeah,
I think, but like I said, I don't want to speak from it from a place of like not knowing and just from other people's perspective. When I think we'll probably be able to touch on it a little bit more next week. So,
we will.
so
Oh, we
everybody
will
here
because we're
that's
gonna have
listening
a
now,
hands-on experience.
yeah,
I'm gonna
we'll
Twitch it
we'll
too. I'll
well,
Twitch it.
I was gonna say you'll live stream it more than likely. We'll come back to this topic next week and give our direct impressions. But
Right, because these
I'm excited
opinions,
to play it.
chat, if you haven't heard us, these opinions, we have not played the game yet. These are strictly opinions and point
But
of views that we have from others.
almost all across the board positive. Almost
Yeah.
all across the board positivity. So I'm really excited to play it and get my hands on it.
Vodka's saying he's listening to us while driving. Naturally you are. And and Vodka, I'm looking for a new rap. Sensei Storts rap on the car. If you're able to do that for me, buddy, I got you. I
I was gonna
got
say
you.
that was a little dope because I think you
That
didn't.
was dope.
So Vodka did that and sent that to you. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay, yeah,
rapped the
that
car,
looked
man. That
dope.
was pretty dope, man. That was pretty
Yeah,
dope.
that was nice.
And then he
Anything
said
else?
he just drove down an erupting volcano.
Well, while
See, I want
listening
to experience that. I want to.
soon,
I really do, man.
literally very soon.
Very
So
soon.
anything
So
else to button
almost
this up?
got me. Almost got me with the upgrades and stuff. Like, ooh, you almost got me. You almost got me. I almost shelled that money out. But
No,
that's it, man.
there's other
Forza.
games to secure, lock up, and pay for.
We are we are tapping this back into this again next week once we
Yeah.
get our hands on it, definitely, because I want you guys to see our reaction on how we played it and what we felt about it. So heck, we might even record our reaction to it. Like, yo, this is like whatever, you know. But yeah, that's what we'll talk about it again next week. But that's it for Forza on my end. Chat, as always, you guys can keep that conversation going. If you have any questions about it or your statements, let us know. The
Word.
next topic, what we have. I think we're talking about is it
I mean, listen, it wouldn't be a podcast if we didn't talk about Halo.
right. I'm doing my best. No,
No,
whatever.
where's the chief?
You guys go to. Oh, is he still here?
If you no, you didn't delete him, so there he is.
Yes, Chief. He's back. Hey,
What's up,
Chief.
Chief?
How you doing today? You good?
What's up? Wait, which way is he at? He's right there. What's up, Chief?
I hit him in the head. Sorry. Hey, Chief.
He's blocking me right now.
Oh, we can just do that.
Hold on, Chief can hang out there while I'm actually pulling up this article real quick.
So what you been doing, man? What you been up to, Chief? Anything good? Anything new? Okay. Battle Pass season 1. Oh, that's what we're talking about. All right. Hey, so Battle Pass season 1 was revealed this week. Did you see it?
Did I see it? Fuck yeah, I saw it.
It's look. The one question I do have before we dive into it, the question I have about the battle pass. You know how they mentioned that you can you don't lose it, right? You buy it, you move on, and if you want to go back to it, you can go back
Which
to it.
they,
You don't lose that.
and they announced this in months ago. They said about this, like they're not going to do the FOMO. It's not going to be the
Right.
whole you got to $10. Yeah, by the way, it's every
By the way,
season,
it is
every battle
$10.
pass, it's $10. And yeah, that's the whole idea, that you literally don't feel like you have to finish the battle pass, because they know, just like everything else, like your attention it will be drawn to other games. It should, unless you are just going to be a diehard Halo all the time when it comes out. But from our perspective, we're going to be playing other games. But this is still going to be heavy in the rotation. But
Yes.
some people don't get around to finishing their battle passes,
Well,
and
there's
they
a lot
might
of
feel
battle
cheap.
passes now. You're
There's
playing
and
Apex,
every
Warzone, Fortnite.
game has a fucking battle pass, okay? Whether it just be for cosmetics and stuff, which is fine, but that's one of the big draws that makes you want to play the game more, because you're trying to fill it out, because sometimes at the end of those battle passes, they have some really dope shit. It is some really cool stuff. So the big thing here is that no, you're going to be able to put this to the back burner. If the next season comes out, you pay the $10, you get the next season, and then you blow through that one. But
You have
then
full access to it.
you didn't finish season one. Well, guess what? You just load back up season one,
But
and then
that
just
makes sense.
continue where you
It
left
makes
off.
total sense. You $10 buys you access to that season pass.
Yeah,
Not $10 buys you access to the
forever,
season.
and for
But the
right, and
season,
for
yeah,
the past forever too.
yeah,
It doesn't go away when the season's
yeah.
done. It goes away when you're finished with
So
it, when
so
you
here's
complete it.
so here's a question Money had in our party chat earlier last week or this week. He did mention this, and I haven't found information on it. Maybe Chat can elaborate a little bit. You buy the season pass, you're able to visit it anytime you want. It's yours forever until you complete it. It's all yours, right? My
Correct.
question is that extended only to those? Okay, let me back up. If I don't buy season one's battle pass,
Yeah.
right, and season two comes out, I end up buying season two.
Yep.
Can I then go back to season one and say I want to purchase season one now and play it?
I don't know if you're able to go back and purchase older battle passes. So that's one
So
thing. If you
that's where
didn't,
the FOMO is
if
at.
yeah, but they're talking about seasons being like what, 2 months long, I think, 2 or 3.
2 3 months, like
Right. So
probably like the traditional way.
so at that point you would have had 3 months to pay that $10, and then just to make sure you have it, not
Yeah,
complete it, but just
I have it.
have it. So
That's
I
cool.
don't know. At that point, it's really up to you
But I want
whether
to know. I
you
want
want
to
to.
find out if because if you can go back after the season's over and still buy it, that's another win. That's like what? That's like it's
So
a
what
win.
they say, here, discuss the key details about it. So you can only have one battle pass active at a time, meaning your chosen
Right.
battle pass is the one that you get experience. You could switch which battle pass is active whenever you want. The battle pass from the test flights is not representative of what we'll see in the final battle pass, because they gave us like a little taste of like how the market
And
would work
they
and
gave us
stuff
the
like
credit
that.
card. They gave us the credit card to spend on it. Yeah,
So about every quarter, that's what it is. So every quarter, so that's 3 months. Every quarter is 3
3 months. Yeah,
months.
90
So every
days.
quarter, the battle pass will have a legendary cosmetic in it. Legendary rated cosmetics will be character canon related or a new type of customization. For the 20-year anniversary. That was another thing as well too. They're
Yeah,
basically bringing back the OG Master Chief armor that they showed at
yeah.
Macworld for the original showing, or that when Halo was showed on Mac for the first time, essentially the first showing of Halo. They're bringing back that armor piece as well too for the 20th anniversary. So it's going to be sick.
I want the
Um,
like
event.
I
Oh,
was
here's another thing too. Look, event rewards are separate
rewards.
from Battle Pass.
Okay. Oh, so they gotta have events separate from the battle. Okay.
That will be separate from the Battle Pass. Yeah.
I'm with everybody else. I hope they do come out with one of these seasons. Come out with the skin from what trailer was it where he had the cape on the when he was in the desert, came out of the sand, and he had the whole.
Who said that? Was that? But did
Somebody
somebody?
on Twitter said that, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
okay,
that'd be nice.
that would
That'd
be
be a
sick.
nice premium skin."
That would be
What the
nuts.
camouflage Master Chief?
These are the
The
rewards that we're
with the
talking
cape.
about here, the weekly and event rewards. So customization options aren't solely earnable through the battle pass. So they're going to give other people ways. So that's another thing too. Don't feel like you have to buy the battle pass to get stuff. Of course, some of the like probably coolest things will be put.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I'm not going to say locked, but they're going to be put inside the battle pass for people to earn while they play. But they're going to have other ways too to earn stuff in the
so
game.
for what I'm gathering from this is that season pass will have its content.
Yes.
But then there's going to be events is going to have its content. So you're
Weekly
never going to be like,
challenge
oh
and
my
event
god, I got to
reward.
get battle pass all the time to
Yep.
get good stuff. You can also play the event, which is free for everybody,
Yeah.
and get whatever comes out of the event. So that's cool. A
Yep.
chance for everybody to win to get something.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. That's
Yeah,
it. I mean, it's doing the traditional thing, the 3 months seasons that mostly all games are doing now with their battle royales. They're doing the $10 for the pass, which is
that's
mostly
solid.
everybody's doing that.
That's yeah,
But what
that's
they're
a solid
doing
price.
different is the whole you can revisit, you can always switch and activate any seasons you want if you haven't finished them yet. That's
Yeah.
different from a battle pass, which you thinking about it now, it's like one of those things like why wasn't that done before with other games? It's one of those wow, why would the developer want to lose money because they were building FOMO? But it
Yeah.
just makes sense like you want money, just leave it wide open, let people buy it and revisit every time. It's just I don't know. It's just it was very
Well,
weird.
we're gonna have to see because without fully scanning the article and stuff like that, and I don't know if they specifically talked about to your point too, if you're gonna be able to buy previous
Yeah,
seasons.
I haven't found information on that.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like no.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
me
my
too.
guess is that they're not gonna let you do it if you have 3 months to buy a particular battle
Right.
pass. I don't think they're gonna let you buy one after.
Look, at this point, if you waited 3 months and then go and fourth month go, oh, I want to buy it now. No,
Yeah,
man, sorry. Like at that point, you missed out on something.
I'm excited for this one. Samurai
How
armor.
to get that sweet samurai? That's season one, right?
So recurring event is how they're going to get unique cosmetics that don't quite make sense with Halo canon, like the teased Yori samurai armor. Hook said they watched what Master Chief Collection is doing with the multiplayer cosmetics, and just got Viking Gladiator armor. Oh yeah, they just got some new armor as well for the new season of
Viking
Master Chief.
gladiator armor, man. I can't
That
wait.
was crazy.
I don't mind these armors, man. I know
Yeah.
it's off. It's not canon, but still, man. Like that samurai armor
So
looks
here they say here
so
multiplayer
damn cool.
Spartans aren't Master Chief. They're you.
No, duh,
Occasionally
yeah,
they have bright colors. Occasionally,
yeah.
yeah. So they're gonna change it up, and they're gonna the fracture. Oh, here, you brought it in. We're saying the fracture is very clear. Hey, this isn't canon. That's another thing too. They're trying to stick like because in the lore of like Halo, because some people are getting really weird about it and stuff, like how their characters look versus what's represented in the lore. Things about because
Right.
me and my brother were having this conversation too about like things being pulled from the books and the novels and stuff. That's another thing too. Halo outside of the games has a pretty deep history and narrative that they're pulling from. Long story short, Battle Pass is going to be dope. We're excited to see the game. December 8th can't come soon enough.
I
And
think
yeah,
there was something there where DF had said. I think it was Richard, not Richard. It was the other guy, Alex. He had
yeah,
mentioned like I don't know if he's played Halo before, but he's a little. I think he expressed his concerns with the how Halo games had skulls for like backstory
yeah,
collectibles,
yep.
as if I don't think he knew those things were in the game. Like that's always been the game
Well,
for lore and
which is
for
kind of weird because like the only way to like if people remember some of the classic skulls, that would have been your daddy, things like that, like or Grump birthday. Like you had to find the secret
yeah, because
skulls
the
in order to
modifiers.
basically activate the modifiers originally
Hmm.
before they just
The
said, oh,
birthday, the grunt birthday, that
before
was a
they just
modifier.
said, "Oh, now you just have, the modifier." Like, you know what I mean? Like now you can just turn on the modifiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then they added other ways for you to do lores, through like in Master Chief Collection and stuff. And as they got later on, like when 3 took over, and they wanted
Yeah.
to explain to you the Forerunners, and when they started really expanding the Halo universe, and
So
they
they
did
got the
like these little
books.
info dumps. They have the books as well too, which then I mean, for the most of it, they are canon, but not necessarily all of them are. They're picking and choosing what they're pulling from the books and putting them into the game and stuff. But yeah, man, I'm just super excited for it. I can't wait for
One
December
of
8th.
the things about Halo I enjoy before we move on is just that the backstory, the
Yeah,
lore. It's not just you play a campaign, you're done with it, you're over. No, there's so much in the world of Halo in those rings. I just can't wait to visit that. Like I just can't wait to visit it. There's like I don't know. It's one of those games where just the trailer alone got millions of views. Just the trailer alone, which tells me we're back. Like that's the
yeah,
Halo fever is there. Remember those back in days, Halo 2, Halo 3, where like the lines were crazy packed just to get their hands on a Halo copy. And this was back with physical copies was a thing where if you were on that line, they only had a certain amount to sell and you had to wait for the next shipment to come. Remember those days?
yep.
You're not on shipment number one, you probably on number two or number three because you have so many people that signed up for it. Now we have digital, so we don't have to worry about that stuff. But I kind of miss that culture, that let's line up and talk shit on a line about what we're about to do.
I, I,
I miss
I,
it.
I miss it, but then it's like, no, but we got this. Like we literally have,
Yeah.
I mean, dare
Oh,
I
don't get
say
me
it?
wrong.
Well,
There's
no,
benefits to what we do. Yeah.
dare I say it? We have spaces, and we
Stop.
We haven't done one yet, so it's okay. I could make that joke. Maybe we will. Maybe maybe we'll do one
Yeah.
or leading up to
Yeah.
and we'll make our spaces
I'm
debut.
not excited about that, but if we do, we'll do it right. We'll do
Oh.
it in a way where we're not falling asleep and doing 8-hour sessions and then waking up and doing another 8-hour sessions on it. We're not doing all that. And we won't word it like in a trigger fashion way. You know, I'll probably call it like Sensei's maybe has thoughts or something. I don't know, or you know, old man goes. I don't know. Whatever. TK,
maybe not be trolly about it. Maybe
not be trolly about it. Or have a what's the topic, like we don't speak fanboy here, and then you go in and it's like F you and motherfucker this. It's like, oh, okay.
It's when I leave. It's when I leave the space.
I say peace.
As quick as we make it is as quick as you turn it the fuck off.
I say peace. I'm out.
Thanks everybody for joining. All right, see you later. You guys have fun. You go on, enjoy.
By the way, next week's podcast is going to be done through Spaces. So if you guys are interested in that,
I quit.
You can visit us in Spaces.
I quit. I quit right now. I'm announcing it right now, live.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just wish they had an on and off button where they can literally let me not see things.
Well, no, they have now. It takes up a whole fucking toggle on my Twitter now.
The whole entire thing. They just need an on and off on it, like notifications off.
Listen. Let's not turn into some grumpy fucking old, because we sound like we're not with the fucking times when we start bashing it. Unfortunately, and it's not the case. It's just I don't want to be with those fucking times. Okay, how about that? Yes, beat. Yes. Hold on, you got it. Okay, you got it.
Hey. So that's Halo, man.
Man.
Everybody I know is excited about it. That's over. Well, actually, it's a month. What's it? 7th? Almost.
No, it's almost a month away. Yeah.
By the way, the daylight savings time caught me off guard. I forgot it was this weekend. Like I slept and slept, and I'm like, well, what time is it? I'm like, damn, I felt like I slept for a while, but I forgot we went back on time.
I went to bed early. I had this whole like freaking ear kind of like wobbly fucking. I was feeling weird yesterday. Long story short, I ended up waking up right before the daylight savings time kicked in. So I watched it. Like when you wait for New Year's, I literally watched it as it went to 2:00, went back to 1:00, and I said, "All right, fuck, now what do I do?" And then there I am, just like a jerk off, like YouTube on my right screen, on my left screen. I'm playing on my alt account on League of Legends, just fucking around. And that was another 3 hours of my life, and then I eventually went to bed and then woke up and it was like, oh, it's still early, yay!
My son, before he went to work this afternoon, he came to him. He goes, man, damn, puppy, I went to see. He says I don't know why, but he wants to experience seeing it live where the clock goes from 2 to 1.
To 1, yeah.
Right. So he wakes me. Well, he don't wake me up, but before he goes to where he goes to the room, he goes, hey, I missed it. I'm like, what do you miss? He goes, I was going to record the 2 to 1 because it's weird to me that does that. But I fell asleep.
Yeah.
He showed me a video of him recording. Literally, the phone falls over. He from 1:45 waiting to 2:00. He zoned out, fell asleep. Camera's still going.
Nice.
Like, that's content.
Yeah. Well, listen, you should explain to him too. Like, well, back in my day, we had to fix the fucking clock. Like before you went to bed, so you wouldn't. So your psyche was everything. You wouldn't wake up and go and change the clock, right? Before you went to bed, you would set the clock, whether it be the clock on the stove or the actual clock hanging up on the wall.
Well, even digital clock for that era when they first
had to set it back. Cable. Yeah. Remember the old Cablevision boxes with the red fucking. It's like you got lucky because they used to push the update through and then you'd get back. But sometimes it didn't kick in right away. Sometimes it would be a little delayed.
I had a box update. One box didn't.
Remember they used to change it where I don't remember if it always was where it went from 2 to 1, but sometimes I feel like it used to be like where it was at 3:00 and it went to 2:00. But I do know and it's the same thing when we skip ahead. It's fucking weird. How about the places that don't even experience that shit? You gotta feel bad. Like there are places here in
Australia, towns, like there's certain places.
The countries. There are towns and communities and counties in the U.S. that don't acknowledge daylight savings times. That's fucking weird.
Puerto Rico don't. The islands don't even.
The islands don't recognize it. It's like
what the fuck is that? Like, okay.
So imagine traveling during this time of year, and you think you're fucking getting jet lag. Like imagine trying to go to
the West Coast,
the Caribbean. Yeah.
Oh my god. But I don't know. It's like we get like 23 hours nowadays for the 4 and then 25. I don't know. Whatever.
It's dark outside. That's all I need to know. It's 6:00 and it's pitch black outside. There you go. Daylight saving.
I mean that part I do like that the sun comes up later. I don't know why.
We don't need to go with the whole history of it, but they did the clock and stuff. It basically it's like the farmer's time essentially. It's to get everybody's. It's the biological clock thing, like, without getting too
I
specific
mean,
and
but
shit
who
like
needs
that.
farmers? We're eating out of cans now.
Well, yeah, but they still need it. Well, wait, but the shit that they're putting in the stop. I'm not doing this with you. No. All right, next topic. All right,
Next
Battlefield.
topic.
No, I'm not. I'm not fucking doing this with you. No, I'm not. Please talk about it. I'm getting annoyed.
All right, we're done with Halo. Let's talk. Let's talk about Battlefield 2042.
Unbelievable.
And if you do this podcast, we will be talking about Halo, Battlefield, and fucking Forza. That's what we do. That's like our topics. We love these games. Battlefield 2042. They came out this week.
My dad got a refund.
He got a refund?
My dad had it pre-ordered, $107, but he's got the EA Play Pro. So they sent him an
So he
email,
didn't
and
need to.
they sent him an email, and they said, "Hey, we see you had it pre-ordered, but we're adding it. So here you go." And so they sent him back his money basically for the pre-order. Yeah,
Good. Yeah, Vodka, you're right. I worked in the food industry for a while, and bartenders do not like daylight saving time. You know the fights that break out when they go, "Hey, last call at 1:00 in the morning." Like, what do you mean last call? No, it's like, especially Florida. Florida last call is 2 in the morning. Not like up north where it can go on to 4 or longer. Here it's 2:00 strict. So at 1:00, I'm like they're already calling at 1:00 on a Sunday morning, actually. They're already calling last call. Everybody's like, "Yo, what do you mean? We got another hour left." No. We ain't doing that today. Tech, what's up, baby? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to that guy. Man, my condolences, man. Tech for Houston. Damn.
Oh, we're starting with him already now too. Yeah,
No. I'm saying because I saw him and he looked down. I forgot what party he was on, but he looked down. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do that to him, man. My condolences, man. Hopefully next year, they buy a better trash can to get better noises out there. I apologize, man.
It's fucked up.
Condolences for your Houston Astros. But let's move on. So Battlefield 2042. All right. They announced EA Play Early Access.
EA Play Early Access.
That is not exclusive to Game Pass. That's just if you have EA Play. I mean, if you have Game Pass Ultimate,
you have Game Pass, you have EA Play. Not EA Play Pro, you have EA Play. We're getting as Game Pass subscribers, as Game Pass Ultimate subscribers, we're getting 10 hours of play, basically, just like they do with the other games, just like they did with Madden, just like they did with
NHL. Is it always 10 hours though?
It's just the 10 hours. You're getting 10 hours. And it starts with, even if I think you don't pre-order whatever, it starts at when it launched on the 12th. So you get to actually play it on the 12th. You get the 10 hours. So even if you weren't
alongside early access,
right? Exactly. You still get to play like on the 12th, because technically, just like the Forza conversation we just had, the game launches on the 19th, but they're doing for anybody that pre-ordered a certain edition, you're getting it on the 12th. So you're getting the 10 hours. A couple of things too. Only 22 guns at launch. I say only. I think that should hopefully be enough. We'll see what happens.
Should be enough, but I'm pretty sure they'll throw in more guns throughout the life of this game.
I think so too. I also think that there's more guns. Remember too, with Portal, that I think people are harping on the 22 guns part. That's 22 guns that were from the 2042 era. We're getting guns because of Portal from the every other Battlefield game that's basically in there. So Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I think, what was it, Battlefield 1 they're pulling from? What was the other, or was it 1942? I forget.
It was 1942.
Whatever the 3 Battlefield games that they're pulling from, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield Bad Company 2, the weapons that were there, you're going to, when you're making the Portal games or the Portal servers, if you're joining them, they have those weapons from those games in those servers. So that 22 weapons goes right out the fucking window, because you literally can be, the Battlefield 3 players playing on a Battlefield Bad Company 2 map. With Battlefield fucking whatever, the old school classic.
So those are 2042 weapons.
Correct. So that needs to be, I think, because people are trying to make a big stink like, oh, is it enough? Like, there's going to be plenty of weapons in the game. People need to, you know what I mean? Chill
out. People are assuming there's 22 weapons just across the board. No, we still got Portals that has other generational games on there.
Correct.
Think about that. So, but no, I didn't realize it was 10 hours. I should have known that. But 10-hour time trials, it does go hand in hand with the early access. That doesn't mean you need to buy the premium content to get the early access 10 hours. That 10 hours is on the 12th for everybody. For who has EA, what is it called? Play?
EA Play. Yep.
But because we have Game Pass Ultimate,
we have EA Play.
Play those 10 hours. Yes. So I'm excited about that. Battlefield is always, and I think they've been releasing little information here and there.
Yep.
But I'm loving it. It's a short little update we want to bring to you guys, but EA Play Early Access is available to everybody who has EA Play. Starting on the 12th, you get 10-hour trial. Depending on you play, it could be one full game session. It could be 5 sessions of 2 hours. However you want to do it. Listen, some people are not going to buy the gold or the ultimate edition so they can start playing on the 12. Some people might just buy the standard edition. You can take these 10 hours and literally spread them out. I mean, I don't know how you game, but spread them out to get you as close as the actual launch day, which is the following week.
Do 2 hours a day, quick hits, like, you know, get which 2 hours a day could literally be 2 fucking matches.
Yeah. I mean, you can blink with God.
You could, like, you know.
Yeah. So let's see. DeliverX, welcome to the pod. She said, Halo not looking so good, bro. Digital Foundry made some really good points. Okay.
I don't know what Digital Foundry video he was referring to.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. If you don't mind, link it. I don't know. DeliverX. But link it if you can. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When it comes to Digital Foundry, they're hit or miss with me. They're hot.
We were just talking about them with Forza. So, yeah. But in other situations, you know.
Yeah, it's an up and down when it comes to Digital Foundry. Like sometimes they're on the mark, sometimes they're not. Who knows?
Yeah. And it's other people's opinions at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I hope that people would still try to make their own opinion based on them playing the game. Hopefully, especially with the opportunity that if you are a Game Pass member, you will be able to play the game without dishing out any extra money. So you can technically go out, play the game, form your own opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, right. Because if you have Game Pass, you can play it. So you have access to it and form your own opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, reviews are reviews. People, you know, go to reviews to see what's going on, but judge for yourself.
And make their buying opinions based on those reviews. But hopefully,
well, the beauty of it is now you don't have to go out and pay $60 to find out if it was good or bad. Now you can just get through Game Pass, play it, and go, I like it, I don't like it. Form your own opinion, and then go from there. I personally like ACG. That man, the way he reviews stuff is spot on. It's a buy now or wait for a sale kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I like that. Like the way he reviews is pretty cool. And it's a very honest review. It ain't biased like one way or the other. It's very down the middle, and I like that.
And I've always been of the mindset too. It's like, don't just pull, like we were just talking about it, like with people's opinions on Forza 5. Like, yes, we're going to play it and stuff, but we heard a lot of different things from a lot of different people. I know up and down my feed from all the people that we follow in the community and stuff like that, people that are here in the chat and stuff, like people that are playing it. Like, there was numerous people. And like I said, majority of them was good, but I was getting takes from a lot of different people. So that's one thing too. Yeah. It's like, don't just look at one review or something as like the be all end all. Like, hopefully, like you go out and you see what other people have to say about it as well too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna hit this and I learned this really quick, really fast. I'm gonna nip this in the butt in the comments. This podcast is not a fanboy podcast, so we are gonna have these name callings in the chats. I would strongly tell you guys to digress from those kind of conversations. This is not that. We are celebrating games and consoles of all kinds. I don't want to see fanboy talk in the chats. It's just not it. There's plenty of other content you guys can watch for that. I nip it right in the butt. We don't need to do that. We are a welcoming podcast. Everybody in the chat is welcome to talk and say
it's okay. Opinion. It's okay to disagree on people, but we don't need to do with the name calling and all of that stuff. So that's all.
Yeah. So we don't need all that in our chat. I appreciate you guys coming in, but no. All right. So that's what's that? That was Battlefield. It was just an update. Nothing big. But I like that they're doing 10 hours for everyone starting on the 12th to try that out. The next thing we want to move on to is this was a big one. This was talked about a lot by the community. The Sega Microsoft partnership that's been talked about with Sarah Bond spearheading the whole partnership going on. The lingo's there. Is there?
People were making a lot of emphasis, and they were putting a lot of emphasis on Sarah Bond leading it, which I think that's big and that's important and stuff like that. But even just looking at the press release here, like, I think it's important that she's actually leading it. She had good tweets about it and stuff like that, saying all the stuff that you would normally hear from an announcement like this. And all they were pretty much saying, I mean, this is kind of like along the lines of the initiative reaching out to Crystal Dynamics, asking for help. Like, this is one of those things where it's like they see an opportunity to come together and to have some business to mutually benefit both companies. One's a game developer. They used to be hardware. They don't do hardware. They do games. And one of them's a hardware developer. And, so making a partnership, like, who loves, as of late, buying companies. So they didn't flat out say, "Hey, Microsoft's buying Sega." Like none of that's being talked about or anything. All this is
Yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah.
saying is we're going to work together. We're going to utilize
Look,
technology that Microsoft is already building on. We're going to.
yeah,
They talked about the
yeah,
cloud. They talked about all this stuff, but also too, this just means that it what it means also for us is more Sega games, more whether it be classics or new stuff, new IP, anything like that. And we might get first crack at it. This is just is benefits for if you're a Game Pass owner. This is
yeah.
just more. It's
Oh,
just
definitely.
adding to the value of what you already have on an Xbox, or whether it be Game Pass PC, or if you own an Xbox at home. So it's all good stuff, man.
It's all good stuff. I mean, I'll lend my thoughts on it. And again, these are opinions. I'll lend my thoughts on it. I read this about 2 or 3 times just to see the words on it. And words like they have highlighted here in quotation: super game, global, online, community, IP utilization, and that it's spearheaded by Sarah Bond.
Yeah,
The way I think about this, it's a good deal for both sides because Sega is a Japanese company that's a huge Sega Sammy. Like people don't realize this company has money,
yeah.
like buku money, right?
They haven't
Now
been
they're in
sitting around
partnership.
the last 20 years since their last hardware release and said, "Oh, we just gave up on fucking video games." Like they've been putting out video games with Nintendo. They've been literally with us like collection series. I mean, their catalog. People right now to this day, there's not a lot of companies and publishers that could say they have a catalog like Sega. Not everybody said, and because when you were a kid as well too, like not so there was a certain point like me growing up, like it was Nintendo and Sega. Like, it was a Game Gear or a Game Boy.
Yep.
It was a lot of that. It was a lot of that back then too. And I think both of them were great. I had a Sega. I eventually got a
Yeah, yeah,
Game
yeah,
Boy.
yeah,
My brother had a Game Gear. Like I got
yeah.
to experience all of that stuff. So it's nostalgic. Like I love the Sega. Like I mean, some of my favorite games obviously were the Sonic games and stuff like that, the platformers and stuff. It's a lot of fun to think about. So if you try to tell me like, hey, we're gonna throw some more Sega games like on Game Pass besides Yakuza, like
Look,
if we're gonna get more stuff on Game Pass now, like great news for me. Did they specifically talk about that
it's
here? No.
think about
But
it though. They didn't specifically talk about it, but like Sega's looking to go on a global scale, right?
yeah,
xCloud has been proven that it can reach the masses. Like it can reach the masses, whether it be a phone, a tablet, hopefully here soon on a TV with a dongle. Ew, I just
yeah.
called it a dongle. I just dated
Right. That's
myself.
what
With a
Microsoft is looking to
dongle,
do. It's like, hey, you don't even need the
console.
hardware. It's like it's
Yeah,
built into your TV. It's a little dongle. It's streaming. It's like an AirPlay. You're gonna be able to download an app. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
right.
man.
So it's a partnership that's gonna benefit both sides of the thing. Now, if you don't think this has anything to do with Game Pass, think about this for a minute. Sarah Bond, who's spearheading this whole partnership, who spoke about there was a video that went out for her speaking about a couple of years ago where she
Yeah.
spoke about games, and Game Pass and games. We already saw now Total Warhammer. If you guys don't know what this game is, it's a PC game it has a huge following, huge community. A lot of people play this title. It's coming day one on Game Pass PC.
Yep.
That's immediate. This announcement immediately followed right after. A couple of days later, and announced that whole partnership announcement between Sega and Microsoft. So if you don't think this part right here has anything to do with this partnership going on, Xbox has been trying to get into the Japanese market for how long and try to get there. This is a great partnership. Listen, not everything has to be an acquisition. Not everything has to be an
True.
acquisition.
Right.
This
It
right
can
here
literally
is
just be like
perfect.
this is good enough. This is all you need. It's just two big it's two companies saying, "Hey, we're going to work together in the future to make sure like we're doing good business together." That's all it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I appreciate things like this. Like let Sega do their thing because you know what they have, the franchise they have. You know what they're gonna bring out.
Yep.
So this whole thing with a partnership with or Microsoft, I keep saying Xbox, but with Microsoft,
Yep.
it's gonna translate into the Xbox community. It will. Sarah Bond wouldn't be part of this at all if that was the case. They could have sent any Joe Schmo in there, business degree guy,
To
and go, hey, let's
spearhead
just
it.
put it together. Yeah,
Correct.
let's just put it
Correct.
together. But this is not the case here. By the way, Sarah Bond is my. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but if it ever happens, hopefully Phil never steps down. But if it ever happens where Phil has to go,
Oh,
I
the
think Sarah Bond will be the
next in
top.
line. Yeah,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
listen. I'm not all for king making and stuff like that, or queen making in this event. But it's like you gotta just kind of go with the hot hand at this point.
oh yeah,
And it
yeah.
looks like she's pretty much doing all she can to make sure that Microsoft is securing themselves in the future when it comes to these partnerships and stuff like that. And she's
It's a
really
beautiful
doing
thing.
a lot of good
It's a
work, man.
beautiful thing. So this
Yeah,
partnership to me is a beautiful thing for both sides. This doesn't tip the hand on either side. It's both of them benefiting from each other with the power of the xCloud. If you don't believe in this xCloud thing, they've been doing this for quite some time, and it's we've seen the fruitations of the work they've been putting in
yeah,
with xCloud. I spoke about this with Tim Dog a little bit when it comes to testing it out with like Crackdown. Remember Crackdown 3? The multiplayer was supposed to be the most beautifulest thing where everything's crashing down around you, all powered by the xCloud Azure servers.
Yep.
That didn't turn out to be what it was, but I look at it as this. Things have to fall in order for other things to rise.
Yes.
So that was a testing phase. I mean, it was bad that they tested on the video game, but it was a testing phase for what's to come. Now we're able to game demo stuff like on the cloud through Game Pass. We're able to, play on devices that is not literally a console. You can play on your phone. Things like that is pretty neat to me. So this Sega deal to me is pretty neat. I can't wait to see what comes out of this going forward. Like what other stuff will come out of this, because we're already seeing, like, again, Total Warhammer. That's already there, already announced for next year. Day one on Game Pass PC. That's an amazing feat. If you guys don't know what that game is, that thing draws like thousands and thousands of millions of people play that game. So keep an eye on that for that. But that's the second part, Sega Microsoft partnership, and our thoughts on it. That's it. If chat want to continue that, by all means, continue that conversation in chat. Anything else for this topic?
Nah, it's good stuff, man. I'm excited to see what still comes down the pipeline.
Excited,
I mean,
it's Sega, bro.
It's Sega.
Altered Beast and
Sonic. It's a household name, even though it might not be like my brother's still heavy on the Yakuza games. Like, I mean, I'm still heavy on classics as well too. Give me a remastered Sonic Collection. Give me like a updated sprite remastered, like Sonic Pinball. Like, I'll take that any day of the fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, Azure is powerful, but we'll move on. That's gonna be a Sega and Microsoft partnership. We spoke about that because that was a big topic.
Yeah.
And I really want to lend our opinions on that, so that's a good thing. What's the next thing we got?
Square Enix Avengers statement. So it's not so much an Avengers statement; it's so much just a statement on one of their teams, Crystal Dynamics. So, Jesus. I mean, we've all heard of like getting thrown under the bus.
This is fucked up, bro.
This is you know what this is? You know what this is? You know what this is? This is like, when you work in that retail job and you had that manager, and instead of the manager calling you to the back office and basically like, hey, listen, we understand, like, your performance not that good. You gave it your shot, but you gave it your best. You try to do something new, but didn't work out. So let's like try to reel it back in. Let's do all that. This would be your manager going out in front of customers at this point. Now they fucking Twitter, they literally aired
Twitter is your floor. It's your sales floor.
They came out and they literally was like, yeah, yo, Crystal Dynamics, they fucked up, and we're like, wait, no, but you told them to do that. That was you're the fucking brainchild.
What was the question I asked in our party chat when it came to this? What's the one question you would ask when it comes to this kind of statement? Whose idea? Who greenlit the end game of Avengers game? Who greenlit the whole live service?
Service.
The moment you get that answer, you know exactly what was wrong with this game, because nobody wanted a live service Marvel game. Nobody.
My brother made a good point. Right, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it couldn't have been good if implemented correctly and had the right type of support and stuff like that, and just not gone about the way that it did, because you see the success now, and this is the conversation that we have based off Guardians of the Galaxy and how successful that is as a non-live service game, as just a single player game with the Marvel, because that's the thing. Square Enix basically got the Marvel. Right, Square Enix got the Marvel Studios. Go ahead, they got the tip of the cap, and they said, "Hey, go make us games." And then basically they were like, "Okay, boom, you got Avengers," because it was hot, because Avengers was off the wheels of Endgame and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, it was riding high off of MCU stuff. It's like, let's keep it out there and everything. And in theory, and we talked about it too, just being able to play it. Like, in theory, it should have been a good game. As a single player game, Avengers probably would have kicked ass. Knowing what Crystal Dynamics has done with single player games, but the second it transitions over into that live service grindy type game, that's where it loses a lot of people, because there are other games, unfortunately, that just do it way better. That just do it way better.
You like it as live service?
Right, and then you had people too that still said, "Nah, I still fuck with it. I like it," which is good too, because it still just shows like how Crystal Dynamics is as good as the game. But my brother made this point, basically saying Square Enix, for whatever reason, doesn't treat their Western development teams respect. Like, they treat them like shit. basically, because unfortunately the money makers, and this is where the conversation gets over people's heads, they don't realize what Square's really dealing with right now. They have Final Fantasy 14 that's making them so much fucking
Oh
money. That's
Jesus,
making
yeah.
it making them stupid amounts of money. The fact that the expansion's coming out, we're a month away from the expansion's coming out the same week as Halo. It's coming out
Yeah.
it's coming out the day before Halo drops, okay? That expansion is one of the most touted MMO expansions. Like the only other time people get fucking hyped for things like that when you talk about like PC online MMOs, like when a World of Warcraft fucking expansion comes out and everybody
Right,
comes
right,
out the
right.
woodworks and
That
shit.
thing gets like
Final
so much like
From an MMO
whoa.
perspective, Final Fantasy 14 is basically I won't say it's the number one played MMO, but it's up there. And they've been and the community and that one thing about their community is they have a great community as well too. They have a great welcoming community. A lot of people chirping plays it a lot. You know, I got into it for a little bit as well too. It's if you love MMOs and you like the Final Fantasy theme and stuff. I mean, okay, remember Final Fantasy 7? Not 7. Excuse me. I try to say 10 and 7 at the same time.
Yeah.
Listen, XBLP, it's
Yeah.
fucking Ash. It's your fault. I'm trying to get the
It's
camera.
Ash.
It's your fucking fault, Ash. Remember 10? Remember one of the summons, Anima?
Yes.
The one
yes.
where you get pulled down and then it's got like the underneath and the whole. That's in fucking this expansion as like a boss battle or like a raid or something. Like it looks fucking insane because you know they have all of this history to pull from an MMO. The point I'm trying to make is Final Fantasy, like Square Enix, is making so much fucking money on the other side of it. I feel like they just don't give a shit about what's going on when it
And
comes
that's the
to things
conversation
like
we had in our with our gaming
it
circle. It's like it's one
sucks,
of those
man.
things like I just feel like Square Enix doesn't know or care for the Western side of the RPG-ish
And
thing.
by
Like,
Western, I mean Europe because it's Square Enix Europe. That's really
yeah,
because it's not Square Enix Japan. It's Square. So maybe it's whoever's headlining Square Enix Europe. That's really like because that's what we mean when we say Western. Because basically
yeah,
anything there, it's
west
Western.
of the of JRPGs type stuff.
You
But
know.
I haven't played, and I plan on playing it, but I haven't played the Guardians yet. Everybody's raving about it. I want to play that as well. My money only goes but so far, but I can't wait to play that. But the whole Square Enix thing with them throwing them under the bus like that. Look, listen,
Sucks, man.
and this is a fan theory. My head going crazy. How much of that relates to now making sense that Crystal Dynamic was able to say, go work with is it Enix doing the Perfect Dark? Like go ahead and
The initiative where they basically
sorry, I apologize, Chad.
no. Well,
Like how much of that is like, hey, you know what? We're gonna, with the Guardians of the Galaxy and being great, we're probably gonna give the next project off to them, which is who does Guardians? Eidos, Montreal, I believe.
Yep.
And we need you to work on something. So it looks like the guys you are used to work for before that's working over there in the initiative. They he wants help over there. Go ahead and do that. Like I'm looking at from that perspective, like wow. So all
this is the same
like,
team
the pieces are falling.
And this is the same team that just brought you one of the sickest like Tomb Raider trilogies like out there, like
Reboot.
from single the Tomb Raider reboot. Like that was a sick. I don't care what anybody tries to tell you. Like those games were insane. Like those,
Really
like
good reboot.
actually, like really,
And they tried to
solid
reboot
reboot.
before and no success, but this
no
reboot,
success. But this time around, they actually they hit it and they did it really well. So they went outside of what they've been used to and doing this whole superhero live service thing. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. And it sucks because I don't think they're a bad studio. I don't think they get. I don't think it's fair that they got treated the way that they do. I think you should call out studios when they fuck up and they do egregious shit. But a lot of the times we see that sometimes it's not the studios that are making these decisions. It's the people that are publishing. It's the people that own them and that direct them and that tell them, no, you have to do this way because we need to make money this way. Or they come up.
Let's not group those kind of things. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, none of us are sitting inside of any of these offices, so we really don't know and understand what's going on. We only know what's being reported and what's being said, and what got reported.
Stuff like live service and microtransaction that mostly comes from the higher ups because they want the residual income on the game.
Yeah.
They want that incoming every day, something's coming in.
Passive revenue
right.
stream.
They want that. The passive. What do they call that? What did you say it? The passive.
Passive revenue stream. Yeah. Microtransactions. That's the big keyword. How can this game continue to make money past its launch service? Like how do we keep it going? Basically.
I don't think a developer sits there because I've worked in EA before, no secret, and the designers and developers of the game are not sitting there going, "How do we make more money out of it?" That's not that is not in their job description. It's not what they do.
They're trying to make
job
a good
is to
game.
create a world,
correct,
and characters that drive that world. They're not sitting there going, "So how can we get a cosmetic costing $20 on this?" They don't do that. That's not them. That comes up and hey, we made a decision. We want
or they'll make cosmetics and then here comes big company, or here comes publisher, or here
That's
comes
not making the
parent.
game.
Here
That's
comes
gonna be a
parent
side.
company that basically says, okay, what can you show for me for microtransactions? What do you
Mm-hmm.
got coming from the what do you got coming down cosmetic line and stuff like that?
Correct.
Is there a way that we could, oh wait, these little crystals that you could upgrade, wait, can you buy these? Can we do that? Because
And
it's
by
not
the
really
way,
that
they just took
egregious.
that away from Avengers.
we
The
we
the
spoke about
the
we spoke about
yeah.
it, I think, last week or the week before. They took out basically the quote unquote pay to win, and that's another thing too. It's the face of it. It's not like Square's coming out saying, hey, we thought it was too bad for our consumers and stuff. No, it's Crystal basically stepping in front and being like, hey, listen, we fucked up, we didn't think like. So either way, they're getting shitted on. Like they get the roses, unfortunately, or it's not them. They get the roses. It's Square. Oh, Square, you did such a good job funding Crystal, and so Crystal's not really reaping the rewards when they do something good.
Well,
Unfortunately, they're only getting
the
shitted
thing
on.
is,
You know.
it's your job as the publisher. I look at it this way: as a boss of a company, it's your job to determine and analyze the strongs and the weaknesses of your group, of your team.
Yeah, strengths and
Like, that's
weaknesses
part
for
of
sure.
your leadership, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, what have Crystal Dynamic done that's anywhere close to what they did with Avengers game as far as live service goes? They've
Right.
done Tomb Raiders, Legacy of Kains, those type of games, yes. But what have they done remotely close to what they wanted to do with the Avengers? And
Yeah.
for Square to go, here, you're gonna do this project, we want live service on it, and then months later go, they were the wrong fit. We apologize. Like, really, like, that's not something you determine after the fact. That's something you should be determining before. And if
Yeah.
that's where that's where you're at after months later, this game coming out, almost what, a year now of it coming out, or over a year of it coming out. Now you say, oh, we fucked up.
Yep.
They were not the right fit. That speaks volumes in the management world. That's poor management. It
Tavaka's point
falls
right
on
here.
you.
I like my direct microtransactions compared to weighted loot boxes.
Correct.
And the thing about that too, it's like, listen, it's like telling a kid, like, you got to eat your vegetable. Don't hide the fucking vegetables. Don't hide them. Just you shove them in my fucking face and tell me, like, no, you better fucking eat it or you're going to bed hungry. Versus like, oh no, let me mix it in, let me cook it with something
Yeah,
else. You don't
that's a good
really fucking
analogy. Yeah.
taste it or something. It's literally that. No, just fucking say, listen, you want microtransactions? Here it is. You want this, and I hate to bring here's EA. I hate to bring EA because for everything that they do good or they've been doing good, they've also had fuck shit and they've done fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like these loot boxes, like weighted loot boxes. You got to spend 400. You got to get 469 cases before you get an heirloom in fucking Apex. So it totals out to over $300, $400. Like, fuck that. Tell me that it's $150, and you know how many more people would buy it? Like a random heirloom or something, like, and you're
Well,
making these people
that's
spend
the
maybe
change they
300,
did with
maybe 400.
the battle
You know,
pass change is a positive change because you see what you're getting versus a box that falls
correct.
down, and then you may or may not get common shit.
Maybe you get some rare materials. Maybe
Maybe.
you get something that it's a good skin and stuff like that. Like, fuck that. No, give me something. But see, that's why, like, things like League of Legends. Oh, you want this really dope looking skin? $20.
$20, yeah.
20. Small indie game company.
You
$20.
you see
You know what
the
I mean? Like,
skin, you want it, you don't want it.
you want it, buy it. You don't want it,
Yeah.
fuck off. No,
It
and no
doesn't
one's
hurt the
to watch.
game either. It's not like the skin's gonna get you, boosted attributes at all.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a skin that looks really good.
Yeah.
It's funny you keep saying League of Legends because they have that your brother mentioned the whole partnership with what's her name, Rihanna, with the
I think we collectively lost it. So before we actually skip to the quick story time. What's up?
Hold on, kids. You
Oh
want to eat
God.
your vegetables. Don't hide them.
All
Logic
right.
doesn't like when you hide vegetables.
All right. You know what? Let's not.
Okay, we're gonna back up. Cool.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the analogy worked, but now you're just bringing it.
No, it worked.
It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be a PSA. That's not.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No. Yeah, that Fendi thing. So basically, there was a partnership now between. This is all having to do with Arcane, the launch of their Netflix show, their anime that they've been working on now for 6 years. That they finally have the first 3 episodes. 6
really?
years. 6 years it's been in the works. The company's been around for 10 years. So this is 6 years that they've been working on this. Netflix.
The majority of the game being out, they've been working on this content
and doing a lot of other things. But now they got the backing of, like, remember, a small indie game company, but yet one of the 181 million active users. Okay, so so they have the money now. They have, what I mean. They have the popularity now. So here's an anime and goes into the lore of the characters that are inside. They have a RPG game coming out. They have a 2D/3D fighting game coming out. Like, they're doing a whole bunch of shit. They got the card game out already too. Not Legend of Runeterra, I forget. TFT, like they're doing a lot of shit. but yeah, with the skins and stuff, one of the things now they're partnering with Savage or with Fenty, not Fenty Savage,
Fenty, it's no, 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 no,
Fenty
no.
Beauty, and they're
Yes,
doing
which
like
is the
basically like
Rihanna, the other side of the line. Yeah,
makeup and stuff essentially.
isn't it lingerie also, or just makeup?
No, that was Joe. We were cracking, and Joe.
Okay,
It wasn't lingerie. I don't even think my brother. It was just such a weird. It's a weird partnership when you think about it. But then again, it's like, hey, they see an opportunity. Do I sit here and assume that Rihanna knows anything about gaming? Well, she probably does. She probably is a gamer. I mean, she probably does game and stuff. Does she know about League? Maybe she's a fucking closet League of Legends fanatic.
we don't know that.
Ooh, we don't know that. Well, all you know is that she's a successful businesswoman now at this
It's a
point. With the
crossover
crazy,
partnership to
but they're doing
expose
this
both of them and give them,
correct.
put them out there. It's just
And,
look, it
yes,
happens every day with anybody, like even with what do you call influencers, where they give a counsel to somebody that really doesn't play the game, but because they have that side that has like millions of people, they have followers. How do we get cheaper advertisement
I saw, and I don't
and
want to turn.
marketing?
I saw the people harping on. Remember the one guy that does like, I guess his whole shtick, his whole thing is like box openings and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw this on the timeline.
Yeah. I mean,
He
there's a
opened up
couple
like,
of people I follow.
but there's one person that I saw too. He was getting a lot of shit for it. They sent him the fuel can for Forza. They sent him the controller. They
I
sent him
didn't
the
see that
game.
one.
It was so it's like a yellow fuel can. It's basically to influencers, off to your point and stuff like that. Like people don't realize now, it's like we're long past. I mean, yeah, granted, ads are big, and yes, the Super Bowl is still one of the most watched sporting events, so eyes and stuff. But you have ads everywhere. You have ads on your phone. You have ads inside of your browsing. You have ads in the fucking mobile games that you're playing.
In
There's ads
in your YouTube videos.
there's ads everywhere now. So they're going to try to capitalize it every way they can. And one of the things is people now of this generation, we pay a lot more attention to your streamers and your influencers. What they like, what they do, we like to see what they like and they do. And how do you get eyes on things without feeling like it's forced or original and stuff like that? You give it to the quote unquote influencer and
Right.
you have them show it to their people. And then that's how you get the reach. And then you do it for a fraction of the price that you were paying NBC and ABC and
Yeah,
fucking every other
a huge
and a
fraction.
fraction, because we're talking about billions of dollars, millions, multi-millions and billions of dollars that companies were spending on marketing, where they could just pay, they could either give the
I can ship
influencer
you out a
sweat,
collector's edition.
I'm going to give you a collector's, I'm going to give that, and then go talk about my product, please. And the thing is that these people have 40, 50, 60, 70,000, 100,000 people following them on Instagram. They have 20, 30,000 people watching them on stream. Why
Right.
wouldn't they? So everyone, so it's on. I understand that
And
people just have to
it's what they
realize,
call it's what they've been calling lately focused advertisement, focused marketing,
yeah,
meaning that people are tuning into these channels and don't have to worry about people flicking through channels, watching this ad and going, you know what, I'm flicking through it anyways. You have
correct,
it doesn't come across as a traditional commercial. It's me
correct,
playing as an influencer. I'm not saying I'm an influencer, but me as an influencer, I get an Xbox, PlayStation, or collector's edition. I'm playing it, and 50,000 are watching me.
yeah.
You're not going, oh shit, my favorite
My
YouTuber or
favorite YouTuber, my
influencer,
favorite streamer, my favorite right
yeah,
is playing
right,
this
is
game.
playing this. I gotta go get it.
Yeah,
He's having fun. I want to have fun too. I gotta go. And that's what the influencing now. Look, listen, as a fan, I can sit here and go, it's cruddy because I've been playing these things forever and I don't ever get free shit like that. As a fan, I'm thinking, but then if you take the lens off that and you scope back
yeah,
a little bit, you start thinking, you know what? If you own the company, if you personally own the company, how do you get exposure out there? Are you willing to pay the millions of dollars for a Super Bowl ad, or do
yeah.
you want to go ahead with somebody who has 50 to 100,000 followers, and all you gotta do is give them your product, which you're not losing much on. Give them your product because the return
And
on that,
and every deal's different. Some of these and not to spawn this
yeah,
crazy conversation, influencers are getting paid as well. When you go to XYZ streamer and you see where it says ad sponsored, and they're playing a game, like literally they got paid to play that
right
game
when they
for that
hashtag the
particular time,
ad,
where
yeah,
they hashtag the ad and stuff like that. They're getting paid. Whether they forced to enjoy it. Some streamers, Co Carnage, he's a big one. Co Carnage, when you watch him, he's been gaming for years on Twitch. This guy literally will give you raw, honest reviews, and he
yep,
gets games sent to him all the time. He's playing through all the classic Halos right now and stuff like that. More than there's a good chance like Microsoft sends him a copy, or they probably fucking paid for his Game Pass or something like that, because more than likely he's playing Infinite when it comes out. But he's still going to tell you the honest opinion, his honest opinion about it. He's not going to sit here and just chill and be like, he'll say thank you Microsoft for giving this to me, but in the same token and in the same fucking breath, he'll tell you, no, this fucked up. This isn't right. I don't think you should do this. So, and that's the thing too. And everybody's different. Some people, not everybody shills. Just because somebody's doing an ad for a company, don't just expect them to shill and give you, what the company wants to say. They can be honest about it as
I've
well too.
watched people like that. I recently just
Yeah,
came across a tech review guy where he does like tech review for like microphones for streaming,
yeah,
microphone cameras, and what's the best microphone. And he's sponsored by Logitech, and literally they send him out a microphone for him to go ahead and talk about it, review it. And the dude was like, "I'm being straightforward. I'm being paid for this. They send me this product. And here's my review." And the review was more negative than it was positive. I'm going, "Holy shit!" Like,
yeah,
okay, he just gave a great honest review on something that he's getting sponsored by and probably got paid for, But
yep.
in the same breath, there's people out there that are not that honest. So you take it with a grain of salt, as we said earlier with reviews. Take it with a grain of salt. No, we did not score the Halo Series X tech. I see others says his boy scored one. I'm a little jealous with you
That's sick.
guys. If you guys scored that, I'm jealous, but I'm excited for you guys because that is a sick, sick console. What I would like to hear is the power about it. Dude, I want to know if they
I
put like
know with
a
the.
Halo soundtrack
I
because
I
that'd be.
think I think they
I
did
think they
with the
did. I
one.
want to hear
Yeah,
it though.
I
Woo,
think they
that'd be
did.
awesome.
It's crazy, man.
Paulie, what's up, man? Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate Paulie in the chat. But that's our that was Avengers. That kind of went kind of no, that was not
No, it's
Avengers. Was
fine.
that Avengers?
Well, it was Avenger. Listen. You'll have fun listening back to this, so don't worry about it. As usual.
Chapters will be fun. Okay, the next thing we have is rumored Marvel game, I
Yeah,
believe. Yeah, Marvel game. This was something that was announced where Amy Hennig is now with Skydance Media, and they're creating a AAA Marvel game. Um, I saw this and I'm like, like we were talking about this, like what games could be, could they be making? Daredevil's a rumor. What was the two games we spoke about in the chat? It was Daredevil's one of them, and then there was two other games that we
I
spoke
think
about.
the Daredevil was like a wishful thinking kind of one. I mean,
I really
it
want
could
to.
be it could be anything at this point. It could be.
I
I mean, me
really want a
personally,
Daredevil.
Daredevil sounds cool. I want a Blade. I think Blade would be dope. But
Blade.
that's one of those. I think Blade would be pretty cool.
But I
I don't
think
know if we'd ever get it.
one of them is Fantastic
Fantastic
Four,
Four.
and then the other one was I forgot what the other one was, but Ant Man, because I think Kevin Smith was the one that has like people in that industry that says, "Hey,
Yeah.
I've been looking at chat." Yeah.
So real quick, so I pulled up the article here
Oh, there it is. Okay.
from Game Rant, but basically what you were talking about too with Kevin Smith. So he does the podcast Fat Man Beyond. Mark Bur I'm I don't want to mess up his name. Mark
Bernadine,
Bernardin.
Bernadine,
Bernadine.
Bernadine.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay, Bernadine. Revealed that he's a writer on the Skydance New Media's new Marvel game. So that's where this news is coming from and stuff like that. He's got writing credits to himself as well too with other comics
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's a nice pickup. But I think Kevin Smith basically kind of leaked that. But not that it was known or unknown, but that's where this information is coming from. I think that's cool. I think, but now and here's the conversation. More so of is it and here's where we ponder: is it live service? Is it single player?
Oh,
Is it
please let me get live
co-op? Is
service.
it a fucking card game? Like we don't know what it's gonna be. It could be a fucking pinball game. Like who knows? Like we don't know what it could be.
Well, they
So
said the two viable guesses were either Ant Man or Fantastic Four, from what Kevin
yeah,
Smith has been seeing in different chats. And
Ant Man makes
if
more
this
sense
is
because Ant Man's coming out next year. So
well, if this is I mean, yeah, but I think this game is not that late into development. I think it's so early on that Ant Man will probably. My thing is this: if you're looking at the co-op side of things, we spoke about this. The co-op side of things,
yeah,
Fantastic Four would be the perfect fit. You got 4-player co-op right there with the 4 characters.
if they
If
designed it and made it that way, I
Right. If
mean,
you're designing it to be a co-op game, there you go. But Amy Henning being part of it, it could be just a Ant-Man game, single player that one way, that kind of way. I hope it's not live service. If so, make sure we take our time with it and implement it and learn the lessons from other, projects that's launched as live service,
yep,
successful and not successful ones. Because listen, even Destiny did this where in the beginning it wasn't that successful, and they worked and worked and worked and worked to where it's at right now.
yeah,
Sometimes live service comes out. It may not be what it is in the beginning, but it can be something later
yeah,
on if the support is still there. You
correct,
know, Bungie was great on that. They kept going. They kept going until they got it to where it's at now, and they still
yes,
working on it. It's not,
yes.
live service is not one of those things where you make it one
It's a
time, you
it's a
forget
con
about it
it's
a
a
year later.
constant it's a constant balancing act, and you're
Yeah.
constantly trying to make it relevant and make people continue to come back to it, because that's the
Also,
whole thing. How do you keep it going?
remember this with live service games. If the studio that created that game is not dedicated to it past that 1 year mark, remember, like you got to think about that. If these are studios that are known to create different projects every other year,
Yeah.
think about if they come out with a live service project. That means that team will not, like, they probably won't make another game for a while.
There might be, or there might be a fraction of that team that gets
Or there
splintered
might be a
off,
fraction
and
split
then you have
off.
to worry about who's focusing on the game that released versus what's the new team focusing on and stuff like that. So yeah,
So I get excited when I hit it. Let's say Bungie was to announce later, like if they was to announce in the future, hey, we're making a new
oh, they
game live
did
service.
already.
I'm
They
for
are
it.
they
I'm
are
for
they
it because
are
I know
no.
Bungie's track.
Well, so here's the thing: they are making a new IP. They're
Right.
technically
And I'm
working on
for
a
it.
new IP currently. We don't know what it is though,
We
but
don't know. But
they have a
because of
team
their
that they're
track
working on it.
record with
Correct.
Destiny and Halo before that, they're proven. Like I can see
Yeah.
them doing, if it's another live service game, I'm for it because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But if like, let's say, hey, another Crystal Dynamic doing another live service game, I'm going, because
Well,
now I
you're gonna
know.
be hesitant, or maybe they learn from the live service game that they just
Or
made,
they
and
learn from the live service, yeah,
and they come out
the
and
missteps.
they improve on it. So
I think, and I hate to revisit this. Sorry, I'm revisiting, but I think, and I should have mentioned this, but the misstep when it came to Avengers, in my opinion, is the fact that they didn't outright say it was a live service game. That they flat out said it wasn't. It wasn't a live service game, and then it
yeah,
comes out and it was a live service game. Like, wait, what? You confused us here? So
yep.
it almost felt like a sleight of hand, and that didn't fall right with the community. But
Nope.
going back to this rumored game, Chow, do you guys think? What games do you think are going to come out of this partnership right here? Amy Hennig is a very, very successful writer when it comes to video games. She has credentials. It's just.
Or so Naughty. So just a quick background. So former Naughty Dog developer Amy Hennig,
Mhm.
and narrative writer of games like Jack and Dexter and Uncharted. So yeah,
So she
she's
has
one of
a
the
resume.
industry's most influential women. Continues her work with this new studio. She recently confirmed Skydance New Media, Marvel Comics. We're partnering for a new AAA title set in the Marvel universe, with many fans getting excited about the pairing. It's cool, man.
Correct.
Yeah.
Paulie says, "I would like a Black Panther standalone game, but not Ant Man. But Ant Man presents some really cool. Yes, Ant Man does with his abilities of what he can do. And how about this? You can still make if co-op is designed, you can still make it a co-op. Ant Man and Wasp. You
Yeah.
can still make it a co-op. I mean, the opportunities there. But I agree with you, man. I haven't played the Black Panther DLC yet for the Avengers. I want to, and a standalone Black Panther game would be cool. Blade, Black Panther. I mentioned
Daredevil. Punisher was
Daredevil,
another one we talked about in the party chat.
Punisher.
Punisher was
Woo!
actually,
A
because
new
we've gotten
Punisher.
Punisher games before, but you get an updated Punisher game. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Hmm.
That'd be
I
dope.
think Punisher could be. I think a good fit for Punisher if that was that rap would be Coalition. I don't know why, but Coalition doing a Punisher game to me sounds interesting because the whole Gears of War,
Yeah.
the style they have, the design they have, like that'll fit to me. It'll fit with Pun. I don't know. It just makes sense in my head. But yeah, that's the topic of Amy Hennig and Skydance Studios creating a rumored Marvel. Well, it's not even rumored anymore. It's confirmed as a Marvel game, but we
Yes.
don't know what it is yet. So hopefully, it's an exciting character that we haven't seen yet. Because I don't know if you guys are like this, but seeing Batman and Spider-Man all the time is starting to get daunting. I want to see new characters on screen, new Marvel characters, or not just
I'm still
Marvel,
hoping I get a Superman
superhero.
game. Can I get a Superman game from
I want a
Rocksteady?
Superman game. Oh, so
Can I
bad.
get one from Rocksteady? Is that too much to ask for, actually? No, because
Mm.
I'm getting fucking Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but I already know what that's going to turn out to be. It's going to be where they're mind controlled by Brainiac, and then the Kumbaya moments happen where we're no longer under the influence, so we're gonna. It's just I know where that story is going. I'm not interested in it too much. I want a Superman game just like you, like a straight out Superman game. The last time we got one was I think EA did it, and it was not
No,
fun at all.
Superman 64, wasn't that the actual Superman? Like,
No, there was one more modern.
oh, I never saw it and touched it.
It
If there
never
was,
made it. It never made it to market.
oh, so there you go.
Yeah. Never made the mark. It was.
Makes
I think
sense.
there's videos on YouTube that shows like
I
the
don't want to
actual
see it.
alpha.
I don't care
It's
for. I
no
don't care for
bueno,
it.
sir. No bueno.
No.
But yeah, Superman would be great. Wanted Coalition to do cable Deadpool. Marcus
Yeah, man.
Phoenix looks like
Oh,
cable. Yes, he
Deadpool.
does.
Deadpool's another one. Deadpool would be sick.
Deadpool's another one.
Deadpool's
I
another
mean,
one.
we had a Deadpool. I want another one. Like the last Deadpool we got was
Yeah,
funny as hell. I
yeah.
I want it again.
Or even Wolverine games. I'm sorry, and we're
Origins.
getting one thing, and we're getting one now. But like, listen, Wolverine games or just Wolverine inside of a game. The fact that we're getting a Wolverine game or at least, well, Insomniac's doing
I
one.
loved
I
Wolverine
mean,
Origins. Loved it.
yeah,
And it was a movie title that I loved. Like, that's rare. A movie
Deathlock.
game?
Yeah,
That's rare. What about
sure.
Deathlock? Jesus Christ.
I
How
mean, you
about
could
just
go.
X
I mean,
Force?
let's
X Force.
just go down the fucking list of, you know what I mean. Insert superhero. Insert superhero here, and then video game.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know.
Gotham Knights Vodka, that I am excited about.
Yeah.
I want to see more of. I want to see more of Suicide Squad before I make my decision on that. That was just me
Needs
thinking
to be
straight
close.
out initially.
I need to see actual, like,
Yeah,
straight up, like, real gameplay
yeah,
and
I
all
do
that.
because they didn't
You
really
know.
show real gameplay off. They just show CGI trailer again.
Yeah.
But excited to see whatever this is going to be with Amy Hennig and Skydance Studio. Hopefully, is a character we are all going to be like, holy shit, we want that, we need that.
Yeah.
Caught a vibe type song, that kind of thing. But that is it for that topic. We got like 2 left, maybe
One.
almost done. Oh, we got one last topic of the day. Elding Ring. Everybody went crazy for this. Like, everybody went crazy for this. Full on disclosure before I get into this topic. I'm not the biggest what is it, Dead Souls or Demon Souls. I'm not the biggest
Souls
Souls
game.
like
Souls.
kind of
Yeah.
gamer. I don't hate on it. I'm not that guy, not that gamer. And my initial reaction to when I saw this was like, whoa. When I saw the dragon fight and the way he just stabbed his eye, and then later on in the trailer when they showed the man with many arms on himself,
Yeah. We
I'm
could probably
going,
zoom around a little bit.
okay, this is looking different. And
I
then
mean,
the set
listen.
piece. Yeah,
Aesthetically, it looks.
aesthetically, it
It's
looks beautiful. The
aesthetically
art
pleasing.
style. I think this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't confirm this, but I think this is hand drawn. The art style, on the back, like the background stuff.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Like,
But what drew
I mean,
me.
I'm getting Zelda vibes here. But if Zelda looked like you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what your
imagine, like,
brother said.
uh,
The Breath of the Wild. That
yeah,
whole that feel to it, because you
or
can
just
even mark in the
that just going around on a horse is the dragon. Like, that's
here's the dragon,
insane for a game. Like, to know that a game's actually pulling shit like this off. I mean, last time you saw stuff
and
like
this
this
is in
was, like,
game. This
I
is in
mean,
game footage.
they've been doing this with their games that are coming out. Remember, this is from Soft. This is the Souls people. Like, this is the Souls people. You know what I mean? Like, this
Yeah, this
is
is not the
what is it?
off-brand.
No,
Somebody else.
this
Yeah,
is your no. This is your Souls. This is the originals. Okay, so if anyone's going to do it and do it right, and remember, one of the biggest things we've talked about, the guy could jump. You know what I mean? Your character can
jump
jump.
in a
Yeah, I
game
mean,
like this. That's
in a game
amazing.
like this. But we talked about these type of games. It's going in there. These games are challenging. A lot of people enjoy these games and like these games. I think I could get into a game like this, but not like I'm not looking for it. Same thing like with Hades. I'm not going out here looking for a game like this. Eventually, if I
Ooh,
can ever get it discounted and get around to it when I'm done playing like my normal rotation of games, I'll give it a try and stuff like that. But it's not something that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for. And there are other people that are like, oh my god, I can't wait, and that's cool.
no, and
I love
I respect.
and
This is
that
their thing. They
exactly.
love it.
That's
Respect.
and that's
I'm not
cool. But
hating
it
on
looks
that.
like, and that's what I mean. It looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be a lot of
It looks
fun.
beautiful.
If you enjoy those games, it looks like it's going to be more of that and then some. It doesn't just look like the same old stuff too. There's a lot of stuff it looks like they're adding to game mechanic wise and stuff. Lore wise, obviously we know, R. Martin involved with it, like George, Game of Thrones. And then see this right here too. This was crazy too. The whole tree thing here.
This threw me off
I was
because
getting
I
vibes.
thought
Well, no, I was getting vibes of Destiny. This literally looked like the
the
banner
crest.
symbol
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
second. Yeah, the crest. But
I thought when I heard the voice on this, I thought the person was inside, like it was a pot, and the person was inside of it. They were
oh
gonna
my
like how to
god.
get him out, and then the whole thing's moving. Like, oh wait, oh that's right, it's from the minds of George R. Martin. So it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here's the thing. I'm with you. With the initially, I don't see this as day one on my radar. And here's why. I already said this and I stated this on past podcasts before, where I'm at that age in that gaming part of my life where I can't do big games anymore. It puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it just puts me to sleep. Not that the content's not there; it's just way too much to do. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I put what I thought was 100 hours in it. I put close to 80 hours to it, and I'm going back to it now. And then literally, I could do a mission or two, and it's just putting me to sleep, and it feels like a
Did you
task.
beat it? You
I
beat it,
have
right?
not beat it yet
Technically. Oh,
because I
okay. See,
have to.
that's
I mean, I have to. It won't allow me to just go beat it. It just won't. I have to finish other stuff and rank up to get to where I gotta. Whatever.
It
So
level it's
it's one of
it
those things
level
where it
it
feels
level
like a work
caps you
task.
because well the art because it's the art it's now you take a game like Assassin's Creed, which we remember just playing the story and just being cool about Assassin's Creed 1 or Assassin's Creed 2, like just going in, assassinating people and following that linear story arc, to now where it's like this whole open world RPG thing where, in Odyssey you're sailing around and you're leveling up, and then certain things you can't do until you level up a certain way, and then they implemented like Odyssey, it looks like they took things from Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War and stuff like that, because you had those elements where it's like, oh, kill these, these certain people and stuff like that. You take them
Mhm.
down, and then it gets easier, to progress in the story and stuff. So it's crazy, but it can be daunting.
It can
Sometimes
be
you kind of
very
just,
daunting.
sometimes you want to just go through and be able to
Oh, this is
progress,
cool
but you
right here.
can't. Yeah, I mean that shot right there too. Like no one's
Very
denying that
cool.
this game's not going to look like amazing, and it looks like it's going to. This is captured from a PC, by the way. They said it at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's subject to change as well
It's
too,
locked
but
60, by the way. Locked 60 on PC.
that's yeah. See, I mean, but it looks like too. I mean, I'm sure insert console, Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
PS5. I'm sure it's going to
Well, we
run
don't
good.
know yet. They're gonna obviously they're gonna give us more details on what it
Yeah,
does, you know, as far as visuals goes. But here's what got me, even with that being said about open world and me falling asleep on stuff, here's what got me still interested in continue on this being left on my radar. Co-op.
yeah,
That part, like when they mentioned not just regular co-op, not this, I can jump in your world and help you on a mission, and then that's it. That's all I can do. It's literally co-op throughout the whole world. I can go in with a co-op partner, a co-op player, and just play the world like on a save file between me and that person, and just
yep.
play the world together.
And
That
that's
part
going to be
right
one of
there
the
got me
biggest.
going.
a- And that's going to be one of the biggest draws to this, because normally, like in a game like this, and we spoke about this off the podcast and stuff in party chat, and we said like one of the other things as well with this game, like if you could experience a game like this that's this big and this daunting with somebody else, I think that would be cool. Taking on like that dragon fight and stuff with somebody else, how does that work as far as storyline and all of that's concerned? I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to try to handle that and stuff, but I think that's cool. I think that's really cool
Yeah.
where you could like team up on bosses and stuff like that element, because you've never been able to do that or at least I don't believe you've been able to do that in any of these games.
No, I
So
don't. Like I said, I think there was
there's some.
a
I think it
version of it where
wasn't
you
in
just
three
went.
Dark Souls 3. There was some type
Yeah,
of
but it was just more for helpfulness. Like it wasn't for
yeah.
me and you to play dark like it
Th-
all the whole campaign. It was just
And
like
this is
I need assistance.
way past like, oh, leave a message on the floor where you died to
That
help the next
yeah,
person
that kind.
coming. This is way past that essentially.
No, this is literally cool. Like I can go in there and drop in and play with you on your whole campaign. Literally, we can do a
Yeah,
whole save file on its own for just me and you, and go
that's
with
cool.
like that, and then have our separate single player by ourselves type of thing.
So this
Um,
is one of those. I'm excited to see how that all turns out. I believe my brother's getting it. I wait to see how he's feels about the
yeah,
game and stuff like that. And then, like I said, eventually somewhere down the road, you
this
know,
looks like Shadow Mordor right here. Like this part right here with the little.
yeah. I mean, but you can
And
see where
then
certain
you get the
games could
magic
get
is nice.
inspired. But that's another thing too. Like with games like this, like where they're kind of like upping the magic and stuff. Like, look, that whole jumping attack thing that adds a whole other element to the whole, because a lot of this is learning mechanics of certain enemy types and playing around those mechanics. The fact that you
When
can
to
jump attack,
evade, when to
when to
dodge, when
evade,
to
when to dodge.
parry.
The fact that you can jump attack and do that, now the AI has to account for that. It's pretty cool.
It's
The
pretty
fact that they
cool.
added that. I
I
know people are
mean,
getting excited about jumping in a fucking Souls game, but
yeah, that
it's
part. I'm
like,
like, wow, we really getting.
wow,
I can see why
we're
though.
getting excited about hitting A.
But there is a network thing happening with this game. Like if you get invited to it or somebody like a network, they testing it. They inviting people to play
Yeah,
so they can test the network out.
I literally I was driving. I forget. I think I was driving to like the pharmacy or something like that, and I remember getting the email, and I was like this close to registering for it just to be like, oh yeah, let me try it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. It's like I'll wait for the video and other people to see it when
Well,
it comes
the
out.
way
It's
I
coming
looked
out
at it,
soon enough.
I was there too. I was close to like registering for it, but then I thought I don't want to take somebody's spot that's really into games like this. Like let somebody else have a shot at getting into this. Me getting into it, I may play it for 20, 30 minutes, or even less than that, and go, okay, I'll wait till I see more because it's not
Yep,
my type of style game. But I didn't want to take that away from somebody who's into this stuff right here.
for sure.
If that's a thing.
Yep.
But yes, Odyssey, other than okay, Paulie, we are doing a lot of things, and that's one of the things I do like Odyssey. I love Odyssey. I enjoyed the heck out of that game. I did
I
finish,
haven't
and I
played
almost 100
Valhalla,
it.
but
I
yeah, I
almost
haven't played
100 it.
Valhalla, but I think I thoroughly enjoyed Odyssey.
Yeah. So I do agree with you, Paulie, on that one. Odyssey to me is was a lot better than Valhalla. I do enjoy the Vikings mythology thing. I like all that, but
Yeah.
it just Odyssey just fleshed out more of what it needed to be. I liked it. But that's it. Man, those are our top. How many topics we hit today? We hit
Quite a few. I wasn't counting.
Quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 topics. 7 topics, and
then whatever
we
our
also
little rant. Well, and
did
our
a
little
little
rant.
rant at the beginning,
Like I
the
said,
middle, and the end.
for anybody that's hung out with us all the way through, thank you. You're the real one. Okay,
You're
you're
the
the
real
real ones, I should say. Thank you for
One.
everybody that's listened, and I'll shout them out. I don't do it enough. I'm going to start doing it in the beginning when we start these, but shout out to all the audio listeners as well that come and check us out on Wednesdays. Shout out to first time listeners. Shout out to our last time listeners as well too, because that's okay. You could come in and you could hear some shit, and you might not like it or agree with it, and so you decide to leave, and that's okay. But thank you for stopping by anyway. We appreciate it. And
We
yeah, man.
appreciate it.
And we'll do a quick update, even though we didn't title it as a thing, but quick update for our giveaway. If you'd like to.
Our giveaway. I did a video on this.
Yes.
I put it out yesterday, I believe. But if you guys want to check that out, the videos on the channel. We are at, last time I checked, 238 subscribers. We've been talking about when we hit the goal by the end of the year, 250. Looks like that can happen. Once we hit 250 subscribers, we're at 238, and I'm giving away 2 controllers. There's 2 giveaways. The moment we hit 250, the announcement of the rules and regulations of that giveaway will be announced. Once we
basically
get
the way you're going to be able to enter for the contest itself.
Is how you're gonna be into how you enter the contest, how you can win it, that type of stuff. But we're at 238 right now. That's all thanks to you guys sharing us out, talking about us, and letting people know, hey man, these guys are good to listen to. That's because you guys, I appreciate it. And the community we have established and we are growing is a beautiful one. I love the core community we have, and those who keep coming in, feeling welcomed. As I've always stated, feeling good about this chat. You guys can more than welcome to talk in the chat as much as you want. But you guys, talking about us in social media world is what's doing this for us, man. I appreciate it. But that's the update. We had 238 out of 250. That's the goal. And then I'll have in the descriptions all the links that we need as far as the show I was on with Stubz Gaming yesterday. Tim's interview is there as well. As well as the other.
Tim will be coming on our podcast too in a couple of weeks as well. So that was another thing. He's going to grace us with his presence, and we thoroughly appreciate that. We can't wait for that. We're going to be doing some crust up too for the holidays. I guess a little quick, TLDR, but quick update. We're going to be with XBL in December.
Did they announce that yet? I don't know if they announced that yet.
Well,
if they haven't,
we're gonna do something. We don't know exactly when, but they'll tell you. And we like our people from across the pond, even though they have fucked up opinions about Final Fantasy. But that's fine. We deal with it.
Looking at you,
Ash. It's fine. It's okay. We'll do it because you guys are okay for the most of it. But anyways, so we're doing that. And then Tim will be on in a couple of weeks. Look out for that information on that as well too. And yeah, man, and we're gonna be heading through the holidays as well. So we might some of the podcasts we're hitting you with another 2-hour banger because we're good for those. And listen, and I'm sorry if you're getting pissed about all the Halo talk and stuff, but guess what? It's Halo every week until fucking Halo comes out. And then even when Halo comes out, it's still going to be Halo every week. So just get used to it. It's just what it's going to be. And other stuff, but we didn't spend too much time on it. We'll be around all that stuff.
Updates. I'm sure there's going to be more updates before it launches, so we're going to talk about it. This is exactly what we do.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's.
There you go.
That's. Thank you for coming to Sensei's Thoughts Podcast. Me and Logic appreciate you every single week. Until next week, happy fucking gaming, everybody.
Damn, see, he wanted to go. We didn't even build up to it. He was just like, let's fucking cut it. So that's perfectly fine. You know what? That's it. We're out of here. That's it. Later. Look, I cut him off again. Go ahead. Say it one more time.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Have a good one, guys. Happy fucking gaming. Here you go.
Later.
Taylor about the fucking flex.